Greetings and salutations, fellow Vault Dwellers and Magic fans.
Hello and welcome.
We are here today to go through the brand new Fallout Magic the Gathering Commander decks, which literally just hit the stores 2 hours ago.
We were able to pre-order them and pick them up first thing this morning, and now we can open them together with you.
For the next couple of hours, we'll reveal the decks, show off the art, and of course, play a game.
We are super excited to share fun new ways to play Fallout with you guys. We've been playing Fallout and MTG for years, and it's so cool to see them merge. I don't even know what to expect. Let's just dive in.
Let's play. Hello, everybody.
Hello and welcome.
Welcome to the adventure.
We're here.
We have decks.
Brand new, just out of the store. We are so excited. Most of you guys here are Fallout fans, but from our recent poll, we discovered that a lot of you also know Magic or are excited about learning Magic.
We discovered that the Fallout Commander decks for MTG were coming out, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago? I'm not sure why Wizards hasn't done more promotion, or maybe we just live under a rock.
We do, kind of.
But it's all over the Magic channels, but I haven't seen anybody's Fallout channels promoting it. Anyway.
Until now.
We saw they were coming out. We immediately found a place that we could pre-order them, and it's actually kind of silly. We could get them for less off of Amazon, but we would have had to wait until next week, so we paid extra at a local game store to get them today. And I want to give a quick shout out to Pumpkin, who discovered that yesterday Target broke the rules, and yeah, what is it? This is thumbs up, right?
This is thumbs up.
Target broke the rules and started selling the decks the day before they were supposed to. So nothing we could do about that. We already had this set up, scheduled, pre-ordered, and we are here today to open them up and go through them.
Yes. We have 4 decks. We will pick one each and play a couple of games. Do you want to reveal all of them, though? I mean, This is supposed to be like an unboxing.
Oh, yeah, it's an unboxing, totally. So let's start with this one, because we've each already decided that these are the decks that we're going to play. I'm going to play the Mutant Menace Mothman deck.
And I had to pick a dog.
Because she loves dogs. Careful, if you bring that up, the kid goes out of focus.
Sorry. Blurry dog.
So we'll open these last so we can play with them right away, and then we'll start maybe with this one.
Okay. Thank you guys for joining us live. Please remember, as you're tuning in, to give us the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and at any point during the show, feel free to toss us a super chat so that we can actually afford these decks.
Right, because we're poor.
Because we just spent all of our money on them.
All right, so the decks come with these nice little boxes, which is pretty cool, and I think these are actually even big enough to use with sleeves. We don't have sleeves today for a couple of reasons. One, sleeves are shiny. And
Very
that's so
reflective.
totally cheating. It's not actually the card.
Oh, I thought it was a window.
Okay, here's the deck. Let me give you a...
One of the common comments that I've seen on these decks from Fallout people is that the decks appear to be expensive. And that is true. I mean, Magic is a game that you need to be prepared to invest some money into. But the decks have also changed quite a bit. These are much larger decks now. They're 100 cards instead of 60, which is what we're used to playing with. And they're Fallout decks. Come on, how cool is that? Plus, they come with like booster packs and tokens and all of that other stuff.
So there's some coolness here. You've got a life counter, which is...
Oh, that's different and new.
Interesting. Yeah. Though it only goes down... Oh, I see. It goes down to 21, and then you flip it over, and then you continue down the other side. So that's cool. I was excited because you were supposed to be getting a booster pack in each deck, but I just discovered it is a booster sample pack.
Oh, very small.
Cheap bastards, but there's...
Okay, I take it all back.
there's maybe one card in there? I don't know. Let's just open it up and see. What did we get in our sample pack? We got a useless card, and okay, these are pretty. So we get 2 cards. and we will look at those. Oh, yeah, so we can go ahead and show them now. So you got Walk the Past. Return all artifact cards from your graveyard to the battlefield. They gain haste until end of turn. Sorry, Wake the Past, not Walk the Past.
And it looks like a foil. They both look like a foil.
Yeah, they're definitely shiny. Fake foil.
Fake foil, fake foil.
And here we got Synth Eradicator. Artifact creature has haste. Whenever Synth Eradicator attacks, exile the top card of your library. You may get some mana. If you don't, you may play that card this turn. And then it has a tap ability as well. So we're not going to go through all of the booster sample packs. I just wanted to see what was inside of there. And of course, as I started to say, we will not be playing with sleeves today. Please don't broil us in the chat. We will sleeve these later. But if we were to sleeve them now, not only would it be super boring for you as we sit here and sleeve 100 cards each, but it would be really glowing and reflecty. So we're not going to do that today.
Not today. Should we take a close look at these two top legendary cards in the deck?
Yeah. Potential commanders.
Let us know in the live chat if you play MTG, if you know anything at all about MTG, if you have any questions at any point during the stream, feel free to ask us questions about strategy, game mechanics, anything at all.
But be warned, we are recreational Magic players. We are not super duper Magic nerds, so please don't broil us in the chat either, though we have been playing for 15 years at this point?
Yeah. But we are mainly Fallout players, so we are taking the Fallout angle on this demo.
So here we have Caesar, or Kaiser, if you actually speak Latin. Legion's Emperor. Ooh, wow. So I'm reading this text from across the room on a monitor, and that's really small text. Whenever you attack, you may sacrifice another creature. When you do, choose two. Either create two 1/1 red and white soldier creature tokens with haste that are tapped and attacking, or you draw a card and you lose one life. Or Kaiser, Legion's Emperor, deals damage equal to the number of creature tokens you control to target opponent. And here we've got Mr. House, President and CEO. Whenever you roll a 4 or higher, create a 3/3 colorless robot artifact creature token. If you rolled 6 or higher, instead create that token and a treasure token. I'm going to pause here because this new set has so many new tokens, so many new counters and mechanics, some of which are pulled from previous sets, but there's a lot of new stuff. For example, we have radiation counters now, which are crazy. We'll get into those when we actually start playing.
Junk counters.
We've got junk tokens, which also do something. We'll show you those as well. And we printed out some counters, as you can see over here on the side, just to keep track of all the crazy stuff that could come up in this game. What else do you got there?
I have some specific Fallout-related cards that are quite exciting. We have some bobbleheads.
Bobbleheads artifacts. So it's just a mana dork. You can add 1 mana of any color, or you can spend a bunch of mana and tap it to create X 1/1 white soldier creature tokens, where X is the number of bobbleheads you control. Activate only as a sorcery.
The MTG community is actually quite excited about the bobblehead cards.
Huh, right. Because there are probably a lot of MTG players who don't play Fallout.
Yeah.
And so it's nice to see Bethesda mixing the universes together, or I guess Bethesda and Wizards of the Coast. But Bethesda specifically between the, wow, I just totally lost what I was saying. Between these new decks for MTG and also the upcoming Fallout series that's coming out on Amazon Prime.
Yes, that's super exciting. We'll be covering that as well.
Yep.
Did you read that one?
Did not. So it's another bobblehead, basically the same thing. Oh, roll X 6-sided dice, where X is the number of bobbleheads you control. Create a tapped treasure token for each even result. If you rolled 6 exactly 7 times, you win the game. What? We live in Las Vegas. Oh, that's the luck bobblehead.
Yeah, that's the luck.
Wow. Okay, cool.
Okay, I want to show one more card from this deck, and then we can look at another one.
Okay.
This is also very cool.
Ruthless Rad Rat. One of the things that we like very much about this is that everything appears to come from the Fallout universe. So we've been playing, MTG for years, and we've been playing Fallout for years. And honestly, the main reason that I'm interested in the Magic Fallout set is because I just want to play Fallout all the time.
And also when we travel. You don't always have the opportunity to log in or have your PlayStation
Right.
with you.
Right.
You know, if we go on a 5-day camping trip, it would be cool to just take a deck of cards with us and, you know, during downtime, play a game.
Sure. So, Ruthless Rad Rat has Squad. Squad is a returning mechanic and is pretty severe. Exile 4 cards from your graveyard. Oh, I'm not going to be able to read the italics there. This has Menace. All right, so the squad mechanic we will get into.
Here, maybe you can read it like this.
Oh, thank you. Exile 4 cards from your graveyard. As an additional cost to cast this spell, you may pay its squad cost any number of times. So that's the exile 4 cards from your graveyard. When this creature enters the battlefield, create that many tokens that are copies of it. And it has Menace. Oh, I love the text. They'll make you miss the mole rats.
I love the art on these cards already. I was very much looking forward to seeing the Mothman and Dogmeat and some other characters. I saw the Vats card preview. Some of them are just really cool. And so far, I am not disappointed by the artwork at all. In Magic, we have 5 colors, and decks tend to be 2 or 3 colors in theme. So all of these decks come in a different color combo. And which one is this?
This one is red, white, and black.
Alrighty, let's take a look at the next one. Science. I will give you this one.
I will place it somewhere where I'm not going to kick it over.
That's an excellent idea.
With the best of intentions.
What can possibly go... Why is there a knife on our table?
Because you used it to open the deck.
Oh, okay.
And you're going to use it again. There's probably a nice way to open these, but I don't know what it is. So it is. It is not niceness.
We'll open it my way.
Yeah.
Just tear it all apart.
Noodle is a master mistress at destroying things when opening them.
Destroy.
So another nice deck box here with some cool art.
Counters and stuff.
Stuff.
I expect this to open like a cigarette pack, but it doesn't really.
It might have a little thingy. Oh, it does. So you don't even need the knife anymore.
See, it's been too long since you had an actual cigarette.
Indeed.
Okay, this is Science, and this, our very beautiful, shiny top potential commander card, is...
Dr. Madison Lee. Whenever you cast an artifact spell, you get an energy counter. Tap and pay an energy counter. Target creature gets +1/+0 and gains trample and haste until end of turn. Tap and pay 3 energy tokens, energy counters, draw a card. Tap and pay 5 energy counters, return target artifact card from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. All right, so you got some boosting, some trample, and some resurrection going on there.
That's very interesting. Here's a card that the MTG community is already very excited about.
Nerd Rage.
Nerd Rage.
I actually have that as a perk card.
Oh, nice.
In my character. Yeah, it's great for a bloodied build. It's an enchantment. Enchant creature. When Nerd Rage enters the battlefield, draw 2 cards. Enchanted creature you have no maximum hand size, and whenever this creature attacks, if you have 10 or more cards in hand, it gets +10/+10 until end of turn. Ooh.
That is a very powerful card, potentially.
Indeed.
Here is another one that has the MTG community excited and worried.
Uh-oh. Nuka-Cola Vending Machine. It's an artifact. Create a food token. It's an artifact with pay 2 colorless mana and tap. Sacrifice this artifact. You gain 3 life. Whenever you sacrifice a food, create a tapped treasure token. It's an artifact with tap. Sacrifice this artifact. Add 1 mana of any color.
Apparently, this card can grow things very quickly and become a problem very quickly. We have another legendary creature here who is a robot. Robot.
So we got Liberty Prime, recharge. Is this the other commander?
Yes, this is the other commander. This is the foil in this deck.
All right, so he has Vigilance, Trample, and Haste. Gnarly. He's pretty beefy. He's a 6 count. Whenever Liberty Prime recharged, attacks, or blocks, sacrifice it unless you pay 2 energy counters. Wow.
That's interesting.
2 mana and tap, sacrifice an artifact. You get 2 energy counters and draw a card. That's interesting.
I think I like the main commander here.
Yeah, I don't think I would use that as a commander because it doesn't
Better.
actually provide really much benefit to.
I'll go for that one.
To the rest of the game. Vigilance, Trample, and Haste. I mean, it is 8/8 for 5.
Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad.
But you can only use it once unless you pay 2 mana and sacrifice an artifact. So it depends on the rest of the deck and how many artifacts you can get out there. I don't know. It might have some combination that we're just not yet aware of.
Okay, last one in this deck, and then we will each open our designated decks.
Camp. So it is a fortification. Whenever fortified land is tapped for mana, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. If that creature shares a color with the mana the land produced, create a junk token. It's an artifact with, in fact, let's just show a junk token here.
Junk token.
Junk token. It's an artifact with tap, sacrifice this artifact, exile the top card of your library, and you may play that card this turn. Activate only as a sorcery. There are many things that create junk tokens, so you can get a bunch of these out there, and that would play into something like the sacrifice ability that you have here, where you have to sacrifice an artifact to get 2 energy counters and draw a card.
Cool. All right, make sure not to mix in your tokens with your main deck. We're not going to go through every single one of the 100 cards. A bunch of them are lands anyway. But let's take a look at our main decks, the Mothman and Dogmeat.
Why don't you open yours first, and then we'll open mine afterward.
Okay, you can put this away nicely.
And by nicely, she means throw it over my shoulder into the abyss. Dr. Madison Lee.
And speaking of nicely, you didn't do this nicely, right?
No, I just ripped it open. Whenever you cast an artifact spell, you get an energy counter. Interesting. 3 mana. Huh.
Right, there is no nice way of doing it.
There's not.
Rawr! Counters, little boxy thing. And there he is. Dogmeat! Dogmeat, the golden foil.
Legendary creature, dog. Lisa really likes dogs.
I love dogs. I am crazy about dogs.
When Dogmeat enters the battlefield, mill 5 cards, then return an aura or equipment card from your graveyard to your hand. Whenever a creature you control that's enchanted or equipped attacks, create a junk token. And we just showed you junk tokens a moment ago.
This deck is red, green, and white. These are the colors that I play most often when we play Magic anyway. And from what I've read so far, this is a very junk-oriented deck, but also has the graveyard cycle mechanic, which usually is reserved for black. So this should be interesting. I never have taken part in the grave cycling mechanic, so it will be something new for me, something different, and we'll see if I like it. This is a card that the MTG community is also very excited about. They say it's a very powerful card.
So your standard mana dork, but up to X target creatures you control each gain haste until end of turn and can't be blocked this turn except by creatures with haste, where X is the number of bobbleheads you control as you activate this ability. Costs 3 mana and tap. So if you can get the bobbleheads out there, they will boost each other up. And that's something that we don't have in the Fallout game itself. Mm-hmm. That would be kind of neat. That's a mechanic I'd like to see. Because right now I collect bobbleheads and I'm like, nom nom, whatever. My gun's 20% more powerful for the next hour.
Yeah, I used to care about bobbleheads just for the presentation, like the collection aspect of it. Then I realized that you can actually eat them and get the boost, and I was horrified because I accidentally ate a bunch of the good ones that were hard to find. But now I don't care about them. I find them and I just eat them, and that's it.
I was horrified to find that you can't stack bobbleheads, so I had a bunch of them that I ate.
Like 50?
I ate like 5. thinking that I would get all the different bonuses, and I only got the last one, and I was like, well, that was expensive.
I am excited about this card, surprisingly.
Silver Shroud Costume has Flash. Whenever Silver Shroud Costume enters the battlefield, attach it to target creature you control. That creature gains Shroud until end of turn. It can't be the target of spells or abilities. The equipped creature can't be blocked.
There used to be a very similar Shroud card. I remember the artwork for it. It was like a dude in a cloak and invisibility walking through a street. And I remember using that card and really liking it. So this reminds me of that. I hope it works in the same way. So that was interesting. This is another legendary creature in this deck.
Preston Garvey, Minuteman. At the beginning of combat on your turn, create a green aura enchantment token named Settlement, attached to up to one target land you control. This is really difficult to read from across the room.
This is the last one in this deck.
It has enchant land, and enchanted land has tap, add 1 mana of any color. That's interesting. Whenever Preston Garvey Minuteman attacks, I'm still reading that.
I want to make it easier for you to read. I'll put dog meat here.
Whenever Preston Garvey Minuteman attacks, untap each enchanted permanent you control.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, put that back there. So let's think about this. So you got this guy, he's out there, and at the beginning of combat, you just create a green aura enchantment named Settlement, and you attach it to up to one target land you control. And now that land can be tapped for 1 mana of any color, which is interesting. But then whenever this dude attacks, you untap all of your land that is enchanted. So if you were able to get this out there, it's a turn 5. If you were able to get it out there and get some of these things enchanted, then theoretically you could rock stuff in your first main phase and your second main phase. It basically could boost the amount of mana that you're able to produce of any particular color. That seems interesting. Interesting.
Okay, that's it for my deck. Let's see yours.
There's nothing else in there that you think is cool that you want to go through?
I just want to get started.
Oh, okay.
Hello, Sublime Prodigy. Sublime Prodigy says, I've never heard of this game, but I've been playing Fallout 4 board game.
Oh, welcome to the stream.
And excited to add this to my collection. We also have a Fallout board game. Ours isn't Fallout 4, though. Our board game? What is
I think
it?
it's just Fallout the board game, and we have an expansion set for it. We've only played it a couple of times. We got it for Christmas because, like I said earlier, I'm always looking for more ways to play Fallout. Where's this cigarette puller? There it is. Look at that. How nice and civilized. Yeah.
So we have people joining who don't know anything about Magic the Gathering. Do you want to say a few words about the stack and the order and what this mana thing is?
Okay. First of all...
Oh, Nuka-Cola.
It's a food token.
It's a food.
Token artifact. Let's do that when we start.
Okay.
So why don't you go ahead and stick the Mothman out there so we can talk about him.
This is the card that everyone's been waiting to see.
The Wise Mothman.
And his eyes actually glow. He's a super beautiful foil.
He has flying, and whenever the Wise Mothman enters the battlefield or attacks, each player gets a rad counter. I'll explain those in a moment. Whenever one or more non-land cards are milled, put a +1/+1 counter on each of up to X target creatures, where X is the number of non-land cards milled this way. That's gonna get complicated and confusing, but we'll work through it. Rad counters are a new mechanic for this deck. This series, I guess it's not just this deck. Here is the Master Transcendent. When the Master Transcendent enters the battlefield, target player gets 2 rad counters. Tap, put target creature card in a graveyard that was milled. Put target creature card that is in a graveyard that was milled this turn onto the battlefield under your control. It is a green mutant with base power and toughness of 3/3. It loses its other colors and creature types. Turn 4? Interesting.
Very interesting. This card has Many people excited and confused.
Well, okay, so throw it over there. Let's talk about what it could be. You saw that I paused.
Yes.
Okay, so milling is a mechanic because we have people who are watching who are familiar with Magic and who aren't. So
Correct,
we're going to make sure that everybody understands. Milling,
But even the people who are familiar with Magic,
may not
there's
be
so
familiar
many,
with some of the new
new
stuff.
things
Yeah.
here in Fallout.
So milling is a mechanic where you take cards from your deck and you put them directly into your graveyard. And there are cards that say, when this card enters the battlefield, mill 5 cards or something like that. What this is saying is you can tap the card and put target creature card that is in a graveyard that was milled this turn onto the battlefield. Now that can be my graveyard or her graveyard. If she milled cards, if I have something that says target player mills 5 cards, and I have her mill 5 cards, and there's a creature card in her graveyard, then I can tap the Master Transcendent, pull a creature card from her graveyard, put it onto my battlefield, and it's a 3/3 green mutant. Mm-hmm. This is a turn 4 card. We'll have to see what other things are in here that can do milling, and
Milling
we'll
is an
see.
interesting mechanic. I think it works great in commander decks.
It is interesting. Let's check out this guy. I'm just going to go through some of the cool...
Oh, is he a Mega Sloth?
He's a Mega Sloth, yeah.
Oh, I love the Mega Sloth
I told you
almost
that-
as much as I love dog meat.
We don't kill Mega Sloths in Fallout 76.
They're adorable.
Because if you notice, whenever you find a Mega Sloth, he's not hostile until you attack it. He's just minding his business. So
the only Mega Sloth that you have to kill is a Fastnacht Mega Sloth.
And the ones, the Scorch Mega Sloth that shows up for the Scorch Beast Queen event.
Yeah, yeah.
Because they are hostile. But if we just
Yeah.
find a Mega Sloth out in the woods,
Yeah, like by treetops?
leave him alone.
Yeah, leave him alone.
So he's a Sloth Mutant. This spell costs 1 mana less to cast, 1 colorless. I think it's 1, isn't it? Can't read.
One.
Costs,
Can't
read. 1 colorless mana less to cast for each counter among players and permanents. Has trample. Lumbering Mega Sloth enters the battlefield tapped. So here, this new deck group set has tons of counters. So we're going to find out how many counters, especially if you're playing a 4-person commander set, then there could be lots of counters. This guy costs 12. So 2 green mana plus 10 colorless mana, but it costs 1 less for each counter among all players and permanents. So it's entirely possible partway through the game to get this guy out for 0.
Oh, we have a question. Do you know the backstory to the Mega Sloth?
I don't.
I also do not. If you do, let us know in the comments, please.
All right, let's look at this one. Here you've got Young Deathclaws. Sounds like a band.
Young Deathclaw.
Young Deathclaws, ruling Deathclaw Island. So these guys have Menace. The creature cannot be blocked except by 2 or more creatures. Each creature card in your graveyard has Scavenge. The Scavenge cost is equal to its mana cost. So you can exile a creature. Actually, let me read it because it's in italics now, so bring it back. You may exile a creature card from your graveyard and pay its mana cost, and then put a number of +1/+1 counters equal to that card's power on a target creature. So imagine that we've got, imagine that you've got Lumbering Mega Sloth in your graveyard, and this card is on the battlefield. So now each creature card in your graveyard has Scavenge. The Scavenge cost is equal to its mana cost. While Lumbering Mega Sloth's mana cost is reduced. It's interesting. Actually, I don't know if that would apply. Because his mana cost is actually 12, and I don't think his ability would apply if he's in the graveyard. So that may not be a good example.
I just noticed a super nerdy art thing on that picture. His road sign says slow.
Oh, that's funny. So let's say this card's in a graveyard. So its mana cost is 3, so I could pay its mana cost, and then I can put a number of +1/+1 counters equal to that card's power, which is 2, on a target creature. So I could pay 3 mana to put 2 +1/+1 counters on a creature. For something that's small like this, a 3 mana for 2/2, it's probably not going to be good. If we could do it with Mega Sloth, that would be good. But there are cards that have like X11, for example, and its mana cost is like the X becomes 0.
Oh, yes.
So its mana
yes.
cost is actually 2, and it may have a high power. Oh, is it power or toughness? Yeah, power. So it may actually be something interesting. We have a bobblehead as well.
I have a strangeness.
You have a strangeness.
I have 2 dog meats in my deck.
Okay, that's interesting.
And one of them is like a super hard.
Yeah, that's a collectible. That's a collectible. You don't actually want to play that. Wow, that's like.
It's
super.
It's like thick plastic.
Yeah.
Probably several people died seeing me tap on him like that. Okay, so he's not part of my deck. I should just set him aside.
I have one for the Mothman as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I think these are collectibles, and are never going to be seen again.
So we'll just place them here. Okay, bobblehead.
Strength bobblehead, mana dork, but what is that? 3 and tap.
3 and tap. Yes.
So put X +1/+1 counters on target creature where X is the number of bobbleheads you control. Activate only as a sorcery. So once again, you get a bunch of bobbleheads out there, and you could very quickly start to power up your creatures. And then you can do stuff like this, which is an instant. Draw a card for each creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it. Those creatures gain indestructible until end of turn.
I'm a big fan of playing instants. I often play aggro decks, and it's great to just bust out with those on somebody else's turn.
Yeah.
Alrighty, shall we play? Or are there other...
There are so many things. We're not going to be able to figure out the combos that are available here, but I just want to keep showing you Fallout Animals. We got a Mirelurk Queen.
Nice.
She has Vigilance. And when Mirelurk Queen enters the battlefield, target player gets 2 rad counters. Whenever one or more non-land cards are milled, draw a card, then put a +1/+1 counter on Mirelurk Queen. This ability triggers only once each turn. Milling, I explained to you milling earlier. We got sagas. You don't have to put that over there. That's crazy.
Sagas, even the MTG people get confused with sagas.
Sagas are crazy. Let's take a moment to explain rad counters. If you play Fallout 76 or Fallout 4 or anything, you understand that... Here, let's stick this over there. You can give that one back to me. You understand radiation. Radiation lowers your maximum health and eventually will kill you if you let it. Well, in the game, in this game now, you can get rad counters, and they're just assigned to a player. We've created some cool little radiation tokens here, that are, I guess, radiation counters. At the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, if you have any rad counters, mill that many cards. So if I have 3 rad counters, I mill 3 cards. And then for each non-land card milled that way, so these are all creature cards, instants, sorceries, artifacts, basically anything that is not a land. For each non-land card milled that way, you lose 1 life and a rad counter. Anything that triggers on the milling, which we saw earlier, you basically have a forced mill mechanic that's going to take place throughout the entire game. Lots of cool tokens.
We have the backstory on the Mega Sloth.
Oh, do tell.
Before the Great War, the Graham family had sloths in something like a sanctuary, and apparently they had a tendency to wander off.
Oh.
And then they had to collect them and bring them back to the sanctuary. But the sloths that got caught in the nuclear explosion turned into the Mega Sloths.
Sounds like Nutria in Louisiana. Do you know the story of the Nutria?
No.
There was an island off of the coast of New Orleans, or maybe off the coast of Louisiana somewhere. And there was a family that owned the island, and the lady of the family was bored and needed something to do. So she started breeding nutria, which look kind of like mole rats. They're like a beaver sort of thing.
Yeah.
She started breeding nutria thinking that she would be able to sell the pelts as coats, like, a beaver coat, basically. But that didn't work. And so they had all these nutria, and then a hurricane came through and took all the nutria from their island and dropped them onto the mainland. And nutria have no natural predators in Louisiana.
No, they bred.
So they bred, and now there's this infestation of these ugly beaver things. and nobody likes
Nobody
an ugly
likes
beaver.
an ugly beaver.
Nobody likes an ugly beaver. So they have, it's kind of like the wild hogs in Texas. Like you can just go out and shoot them. They have seasons. They're just like, go kill every nutria you find.
Wow. Yeah, they probably took the story from that. All of their stories are based on something. Like the Mothman himself is based on the Mothman prophecies. The
yeah.
Mothman sightings that happened in West Virginia.
You going to shuffle with the shuffler?
I will shuffle with the shuffler because we live in Vegas. We are prepared for all things card related.
Now, this is an automatic card shuffler. We have this because we were actually practicing playing blackjack, and it is stupidly loud. So while we are shuffling, I'm going to lower the volume for your benefit. Enjoy. See? Wasn't that nice?
Do they want a sample of what it actually sounds
No, let's
like?
not subject it to that. No.
Drive everyone away. This shuffler may be loud and obnoxious, but he saves so much time. Like I mentioned in the beginning of the show, the decks have grown. When we played years ago, the decks used to be 60 cards, and this is 100. And 100 is like hard to actually manage in your hand.
Yesterday when we were doing test runs of the stream and making sure that all of the various transitions and stuff worked appropriately, we agonized over how to make this happen, and I was able to program a button on the Stream Deck to lower the input gain on the microphone so that you don't have to suffer. But we didn't want to just mute either, because, you know, what if somebody joins the stream and, like, it's just quiet? We thought about putting music on. We thought about keeping background music on all the time, but the music that we found was just so
too mellow,
peaceful. And this is not a game of peaceful mellowness. This is a game of destruction.
I've been shuffling my deck the whole time that you were talking by hand.
Yeah.
So I can do with just 4 shuffles, but I'll shuffle yours better. Sublime Prodigy says that he has the same shuffler. Oh, I'm sorry. Sublime Prodigy has the same shuffler, so he knows all about it and how loud it is.
Yeah, we considered like going into the other room, doing it on the side table that we have that has the cards on, being displayed.
Right, the remaining person doing hand puppets.
It was a big portion of trying to figure out how we were going to make this stream work.
DQ.
It is, of course, fast to shuffle your deck if they have sleeves on them, because you can just do the slidey bit.
Yeah.
But as I said earlier, we're not going to sleeve 200 cards while you watch, because nobody would watch.
Hey, that could be like a TikTok challenge.
Press the black part down first, and then put the piece on top of it.
Sleeve all cards.
Almost there, kids. Stick with us.
For a perfectly thorough shuffle, you want to shuffle it 7 times.
For those of you who are watching that have never played Magic, as we start the game, we'll explain what we're doing, and as we encounter various things, we'll continue to explain those as well. How many is that?
That was 4.
Only 3 more.
Maybe 5 is good enough?
Give me 1 more. Technically, on a brand new deck of cards, you need to shuffle it 7 times to have a good distribution of randomness, but that also includes human error, whereas this is pretty good at overlapping 1 for 1.
Okay, good, bad, or terrible, we'll take it.
Yeah, it's it. It's over.
It's over.
I will go ahead and cut once.
It's also kind of ungainly.
Yeah, the spring on the bottom part is a little tedious. All right, we will roll to see who decides on going first. That's a 6. And that's an 8. So Noodle gets to decide if she wishes to go first or draw first, which is go second.
I will go first.
Okay.
We'll start with 7 cards.
Over here you have our deck. So this is my deck. In front of my deck will be my graveyard, which is the discard pile. The area in front of us is known as the battlefield. And we will go back and forth, building out an army and trying to destroy one another. You see over here on each of our phones, we have our life counter, each 40 and 40, and these are also transferred up to the screen so that you can follow along.
And let's show them our hand, since we're not actually battling each other. We don't even know anything about the game.
Okay, well, let's do it open then. So let's go through the cards that you think are interesting for yourself. I'll put the card thing back up.
For me, I got my main dude, one of my main dudes. A legendary creature. I did not get a lot of land, and that's always a bad thing in a green deck.
You have your dog meat, actual dog meat. Oh yeah, okay. Your commanders.
I put him
He's
away.
in the commander zone.
Yeah, I do have one. You always want to start with mana because mana is how you pay for things. So I will start even though I only have one, just hoping that I shuffled my deck well enough and I will get more. So I will play a land, and that's all I can do on this turn. You go.
All right. Because Noodle went first, she does not get to draw, whereas I will start my turn by drawing. I will... So similarly, I have land. Land is of a color. Go ahead and stick that land over there. So you can see this one is black, this one is blue, and then there are things like this, which can produce black or blue, or any other combination of color, according to what the text says.
Right. In my case, it was red or white.
Yeah. So you put lands down. You can play one land per turn. And then when you want to play a card, which is casting a creature spell, you tap the land to get the mana of the color of the land. So if I were to tap this, I would get 1 blue mana, and I could use that. You tap multiple lands to build up all the mana for you to get to what you're looking for. I'm not actually playing an island, though. That was an example. I am going to play Temple of Mystery, which enters the battlefield tapped. When Temple of Mystery enters the battlefield, scry 1. Scry. I don't remember the scry mechanic. Just give me just a moment. I think I look at the top card, and I just look at the top card and I put it back. Talk to them.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm supposed to be doing hand puppets in the meantime. There are many different game mechanics that...
Got it.
Okay, that was easy. They don't get to know about the many game mechanics.
There are many game mechanics.
5 game mechanics.
So this particular card enters the battlefield tapped, and when it enters the battlefield, scry 1. Scry 1 means I can look at one card.
Oh, I remember that now. I
can look at one card, or however many cards it says to scry, and I can decide to either put them on the bottom of my deck or return them to the top of my deck in any order. Mm-hmm. So this card I am going to put back on the top of my deck.
So with one, it obviously doesn't matter, but sometimes it will say scry 3, and that's huge if you can decide the order of the cards that's coming. A lot of cards in my green decks rely on a game mechanic called landfall. Every time a land enters the battlefield, something happens, like more tokens appear. Mm-hmm. So knowing that your next 3 cards are land is tremendous. My turn?
Your turn.
Draw. Another land. This is just a regular red land, so I will play that. And now I have red and red or white. Are you looking for something?
I'm good. I was looking for the tokens. I stuck them over here.
Ah, okay.
Because I have a card that is going to use tokens.
This is a tricolored deck, white, red, and green, which is new to me. I tend to play two-colored decks. So I can play... I can afford to play an artifact equipment. Oh, an artifact, which is an equipment. You can read it.
When Junk Jet enters the battlefield, create a junk token. And we already discovered what those are. Pay some mana, sacrifice another artifact, double equipped creature's power until end of turn. Creatures have... I'm going to put this over there. Creatures have 2 numbers in the bottom right corner. So in this case, the Mirelurk Queen is 4/4. The first number is power. The second number is toughness. For the first number, the power number is what it hits an opponent with for damage. The second number, the toughness, is what it defends with. And when we get into the actual attacking portion of the game in a little bit, you'll see how that works.
Okay, so my equipment entered the battlefield. When Junk Jet enters the battlefield, create a junk token. So I need a junk token.
So junk tokens have... Remember... No, not that one. This one.
Oh, you want to see the junk token?
Yeah. So remember, junk tokens have tap, sacrifice this artifact, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card this turn. Activate only as a sorcery. There are stages in Magic. I think we should just continue to talk for the Fallout people who don't know how to play Magic. There are stages in Magic on your turn. So untap. So is it my turn yet?
Yes, it's your turn.
So the first thing I do is I untap everything that's tapped. Then I go through what's called an upkeep phase. I don't have to do anything for upkeep. And then I draw. I have now drawn. Then there is first main phase. During first main phase, I can tap mana, play cards, put things on the battlefield, do stuff. And during that phase, one of the things I could do is play a card that is a sorcery, which is a spell that you... Because remember, Magic the Gathering started out as like magic, wizards, and stuff like that. So the terms are still there. So you could play a sorcery versus an instant, which is a spell that you can play at any time.
On anyone's turn.
Yeah. In response to anything.
Yes.
Correct. If you have the mana to do it, you can do it in response to stuff. So that's first main phase. Then there's combat. Then there's second main phase, which is exactly like first main phase. And then there's a cleanup phase. And during cleanup phase, all surviving creatures from combat heal themselves. And if you have more than 7 cards in your hand, you have to discard down to 7 and various other things. And then the turn ends. The other thing that Magic has that is proprietary to this game, so proprietary that Wizards of the Coast has trademarked it and other games are not allowed to use it, is a thing known as the stack. The stack is probably the most important part of playing Magic. And if you imagine that every action, it was a card. I mean, in some cases they're not, but just imagine that they were. So I attack, right? That goes on the bottom of the stack. And then let's say that Lisa plays...
Noodle.
Let's say that Noodle plays an instant in response to my attack. That goes on the stack. And let's say that in response to Noodle playing her instant, I also play an instant. That goes on the top of the stack. And then the stack, once everything is stacked, resolves from the top down. So it's entirely possible that let's say I attack, she plays an instant that would do some damage, but I play an instant that removes my creature from the stack.
Oh, it gets crazy.
Then when it resolves, mine resolves, my creature gets removed from the battlefield for whatever reason, and then when it gets to her spell that was going to do damage, there's no target left for it to do damage. So we're going to build up the stack on every turn when we're doing stuff, and then you have to remember the order of things and how they get resolved.
It's so
super cool.
Complicated that actual tournament games have to have a judge.
Yep.
So for those of you who don't know MTG, when you go out and you play with people, you have an actual designated judge who stands there and oversees all the rules. And sometimes these debates get pretty heated.
Yeah. That's how we got into Magic. Was a guy that worked for me when I had my company in Europe was an MTG judge. And he got us all into it, and we curse him to this day.
Yes, thank you, Bartek.
Bartek! Okay, so I will tap to get 1 blue and 1 black, which I can use as colorless, and I will play Piper Wright.
Piper Wright.
Public Reporter. Legendary creature. When Piper Wright deals combat damage to a player, investigate that many times. To investigate, create a clue token. It's an artifact with... I have one right here. With pay 2 colorless mana, sacrifice this artifact, draw a card.
Oh, okay.
And then whenever you sacrifice a clue, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control.
This is a very classically blue card.
Yeah. Okay, so you may go.
Okay, untap, upkeep, draw. Yay, land. Wait, land? Even lands are Fallout themed. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, I am getting more mana, that is good, and different color mana, but still nothing green. That's going to be a problem for me. As you can see, I have some very cool green cards that I can play. So it seems like the tricolored deck will take some time to come online. Like this legendary creature guy that I'm looking forward to playing can't come online until I get some green mana. So hopefully that will happen soon. But I can already play 3-Dog.
3-Dog?
3-Dog.
I remember 3-Dog.
3-Dog is very dapper.
Galaxy News DJ. Whenever you attack, you may pay, what is that, 2 colorless?
Yes.
And sacrifice an aura attached to 3-Dog. When you sacrifice an aura this way, for each other attacking creature you control, create a token that's a copy of the aura attached to that creature. That's weird. Okay. All right. Well, we'll see how it plays out.
Let's see how 3-Dog does. Let me make sure I understand it. Whenever you attack,
You may,
whenever he attacks, or whenever I attack with anything else.
whenever you attack with anything.
Whenever I attack with, that was my question. Whenever I attack, I may pay 2 of anything, sacrifice an aura attached to, so I should put an aura on him.
You would have to have an aura attached to him, yes.
Okay, cool. That is all for me.
Okay. So Lisa has no creatures yet, therefore nothing that she can actually attack with.
I have my 3-Dog, but when creatures come onto the battlefield, they come in with a summoning sickness.
Correct.
So the turn that he comes in, he can't attack. He has to wait until next turn.
Yep. Untap, upkeep, draw. And I will play
Hello, Robert.
a land.
Robert is asking, is 3-Dog anything like Up-Dog? What's Up-Dog?
That's a yoga position.
Oh!
Go ahead and put him back over there so you can see. No, he's a DJ from Fallout, from one of the earlier Fallout games. I don't know if it was 2, 3, or 4.
I think it was 3.
I don't remember him from 3.
Sorry.
I played 3.
I played 4 for the longest time. I was running around with Valentine. And I don't think 3-Dog was in 4.
Okay.
Okay. What you got?
This is about... No, not this turn, but next turn it's going to get interesting.
Somebody else said, whoa, that's crazy.
All right, we'll
in response to something that happened
we'll
here.
tap 3, and I'm going to deploy Tato Farmer.
Taters. I love taters.
Tato Farmer. It is a zombie mutant peasant.
Peasant.
I guess it's a ghoul.
Yes, that's probably a ghoul.
So this has a mechanic called Landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, you may get 2 rad counters. Now, there's an important distinction between may and must, or do, or whatever. If it says may, then it's my choice. So I may get 2 rad counters. This guy has an ability where I can tap him, put target land card in a graveyard that was milled this turn onto the battlefield under your control, tapped. So theoretically, I could force myself to get every landfall 2 rad counters, and then at the next turn, mill 2 cards, and any land card that was milled, I can tap him and put that onto the battlefield. So it's a way to boost the number of mana that I get to try and get to deploy bigger cards earlier on in the game. Give
him back.
Yep.
And all of you new people joining, thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button if you haven't already. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And don't be shy. Chat with us in the live chat. Even though I can't type because I'm using my fingers, I am keeping an eye on the chat. And when I can, I respond.
Yeah, we both have, if you could see the setup that we have here, we've each got TV trays with laptops on them and stuff. So
it's madness.
We're trying to stay as engaged with you as we can while also playing the game and keeping it a little bit upbeat and fast-paced.
Yes. Go. Untap. Upkeep. Nothing. Draw. Oh, I have an enchantment that is an aura. Perhaps
Okay.
I can enchant him.
Perhaps. Do you have any land?
Oh, I can't afford it because I still don't have green land, and that's a problem here. So I can't actually play any of my cards because everything that I have requires green mana, and I am still green mana starved. But I could attack with 3-Dog. 3-Dog is 1/5. He would attack for 1. I don't have any boosts on him. So I could attack. He's pretty well defended. So even if Oscap blocked him, he would survive, but he wouldn't deal any damage. So I don't think there's any point in an attack at this stage. So I'll just say go.
Okay. Untap. Upkeep. Draw. All right, now I'm getting more land artifacts.
I'm going to put dog meat here because he's cool.
Okay. And I'm trying to get my Mothman commander out. So for that, I need another piece of mana. So I'm not going to be able to, unfortunately,
Same. I'm trying to get dog meat out. I have no green.
I'm not going to be able to do it this turn because all of the... Oh, wait, he's actually a regular land. Boom!
Oh.
I thought that they were all... Oh, he's also a regular land. Shoot.
Oh, you are much wealthier than you thought you were.
Yeah. Well, I probably should have played it. I don't know. Is this turn 4? I did play a land last turn. Okay.
Yes, you did.
All right. So, yeah, these are tricky. These look very much like cards we're familiar with, which look like that, which are... These come in to the battlefield tapped, so you don't get to use them the same turn. Show the first one. This is a land that does not come into the battlefield tapped. I'm used to land looking like this, which is a basic land. And so that was my confusion. Give me back all my lands. So I had a basic land, this one went in tapped, and we got this guy. Okay, we're good. So now...
Welcome, new people. We are playing the dog meat deck on this side and the Mothman deck on that side.
All right, we're going to introduce rad counters here. I played a land. This guy has the landfall mechanic.
Oh, I love landfall.
So whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, you may get 2 rad counters. I will go ahead and give myself 2 rad counters.
You love rads, even in the I was gonna say in the real world.
I do.
In
yes,
the real world
in the
of
real world.
Fallout.
I'll go ahead and tap 4 here to... Oh, I need green. Oh, wait. Add green
I want
or
green
blue.
too.
Add green or blue.
Okay.
So I need green, blue, black, and colorless. I am safe.
For now.
To bring out the Wise Mothman.
Yay!
Whenever the Wise Mothman...
Let's show him.
Whenever the Wise Mothman enters the battlefield or attacks, each player gets a rad counter.
Dude, this is a historic moment.
Rad counters?
No, the Wise Mothman has entered the battlefield for the first time
For the first time ever.
Historic. Okay, this
Give
rad
him-
counter just...
That one's for you. I'm just putting him like next to my deck or something.
Okay. They
It's
just... I own it. It
Yeah.
doesn't go onto any of my creatures or anything.
No, it's you.
Okay.
And...
Okay, you can have him back.
Oh, thanks. That's good. Whenever the Wise Mothman enters the battlefield or attacks, gets a rad counter. Whenever one or more non-land cards are milled, put a +1/+1 counter on each of up to X target creatures, where X is the number of non-land cards milled this way. We're not going to deal with that until next turn. I have 3 rad counters. Go.
Should we put red counters here? Or we don't
No,
care?
let's not.
Okay.
This...
Let's not confuse them.
Yeah, we'll just keep the rad counters
Oh.
on, in front of us.
Still no green land. But there's another legendary creature that I can play this turn because she's only red and white. And this is a human citizen.
When Moira Brown, guide Arthur. When Moira Brown, guide author, enters the battlefield, create a colorless equipment artifact token named Wasteland Survival Guide. With equipped creature gets +1/+1 for each quest. Yeah, we have this actually as a token. Whenever you attack, put a quest counter on target non-land permanent you control. All right. Where's the token that you created for Wasteland Survival Guide? No, I only have junk tokens. Where's the rest of the ones that you printed?
Oh, this is all I printed.
No, we printed a whole bunch of them.
No, I only printed these.
You didn't print Wasteland Survival Guide?
No, I'm sorry. I thought you only wanted junk. I'm fired.
You're so fired.
Here, make them on this
You're
piece of
so
paper.
fired.
I thought that was all. I thought it was just junk.
Okay, well.
It's a lot of new counters. Where?
We don't have our faces in this, but I just gave her
The dirtiest.
a dirty look.
The dirtiest look. Those of you supporting Noodle Pants,
Come on.
say so in the live
Come on,
chat.
take your... Okay.
Hello, hello. New people saying hello in the live chat.
Hello.
Welcome.
Give me... Where did this go?
I just got in trouble.
She did. She got in trouble. Did you... Look at your tokens that came with your deck.
Yes, what am I looking for?
See if maybe there's a Wasteland Survival Guide in there.
Maybe. I will look. I have food, I have treasure, I have human soldier, settlement. Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, good.
I am saved.
No, you're not, but
Oh.
I don't have to write them on stupid pieces of paper and look ghetto.
There's nothing worse than looking ghetto on a Fallout channel.
Put your Wasteland Survival Guide over there, please, so that people can see it. Okay, so this is some complexity. So when this card enters the battlefield, create that card, the Wasteland Survival Guide, and it says equipped creature gets +1/+1 for each quest counter among all permanents that you control. It costs 1 mana to equip that onto a creature. And then whenever you attack, put a quest counter on target non-land permanent that you control. So the idea is that she equips this onto a creature, and then whenever she attacks, she puts a +1, she puts a quest counter on something else that she controls. It doesn't have to be a creature and can't be land. And then the number of quest counters is carried over as +1/+1 counters on the equipped creature. So imagine that she equipped Wasteland Survival Guide onto 3-Dog here as a piece of equipment. And then she attacks, then a +1/+1 counter, then a quest counter comes in. So
I printed those.
you did print those. Good job. So the quest counter goes where? Equipment? Trying to read it upside down.
Equipped creature gets +1/+1.
Equipped creature gets +1 for each quest. Whenever you attack, put a quest counter on target non-land permanent. So let's say that she attacks. She puts a quest counter on something that is perhaps unlikely to get destroyed, which you don't really have.
Well,
anything.
it's probably going to be her.
Okay, it could be her, but she's a creature.
Yeah.
So if you had like an artifact or something like that. Anyway, you put a quest counter, and then because there's one quest counter there, then this guy gets +1/+1, and now he's 2/6. So that's how that works, and you will see that when
I attack.
you attack.
And I will attack now.
You are attacking now. You can't. She has summoning sickness,
Oh, sorry.
so you're gonna attack with.
I'm just going to attack with 3-Dog.
Well, you didn't actually equip this yet either.
I didn't?
Because it costs 1 to equip, so it's just on the battlefield.
Oh, okay, so I can't do anything.
You can attack still with 3-Dog.
No,
but-
I want him to get bigger.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
he's not big.
He's not. He's meow. He's
His name's 3-Cat.
3.
How come Dog Meat's getting all this screen time over there, huh?
Because he's adorable. You want
and he's
there?
well, he's not on the battlefield, is he?
He's not on the battlefield. Yeah, that's why.
So this
But
is Lisa's commander zone.
I have both of the special cards.
Yeah, put the Mothman
here.
up there. Oh, he's so dark and spooky.
Yes, he is amazing. Okay, your turn since all my dudes are
Right.
meows.
Okay, now, welcome to the rad counter step. There's the radiation instructions. Wait, no, sit down. Sit down. Where are you going?
I'll be right back.
She just left the room and bumped one of the cameras on her way out the door. You have to do radiation counters with me.
Oh, okay.
Sit your butt back down. I was like, we're gonna do radiation, and she left. She's like, I'm not doing radiation with you.
I'm back. Here I am. See, proof.
Okay, so untap. Okay, untap.
He does look magnificent on
magnificent,
the
right?
screen. Yes.
Untap, upkeep, draw.
The magnificent Mothman.
At the beginning
Okay.
of your pre-combat main phase, if you have any rad counters, mill that many cards. Oh, actually, I gave you a rad counter. We should have done this. This should have happened on your turn. You should have done milling and stuff like that because of the
okay.
rad counter.
Play
But we
back.
didn't do it. No, we're not going to play it back.
No?
Nope.
But
All right.
it's the right thing to do.
No, because you already played stuff.
Okay.
So she gets off the hook. Okay, at the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, if you have any rad counters, I have 3, mill that many cards. 1, 2, 3. I have 2 lands and an instant. For each non-land card milled this way, you lose 1 life and a rad counter. So I lose 1 rad counter because I've got 2 lands and an instant. And now I also lose 1 life. But now it gets cool because this guy,
The potato farmer.
the potato farmer, has tap, put target land card in a graveyard that was milled this turn onto the battlefield under your control, tapped.
Ah, I
And-
see where this is going.
And if I remember correctly, I can tap as a response.
Yes, you can.
Yeah, so give that back. And I have lands, but I will take... Oh, interesting. It's on the battlefield tapped unless you control. Put on the battlefield tapped, put it on the battlefield tapped. All right, I will put this guy out tapped.
Mm-hmm.
And that does not count as playing a land.
Okay, okay.
So
you can still play a
So
land
I can
this
still
turn.
play a land. Which this one enters the battlefield tapped unless you control an island or a swamp. And I do.
Oh, it got very slippery there, sorry.
It's okay. So this Drowned Catacomb enters the battlefield tapped unless you control an island or a swamp. Since I do control an island or a swamp, then there you go. So that was a way to get 2 lands out on 1 turn. So I'm now ahead in... Ideally, you want to be able to play 1 land per turn. If you're mana starved, like it looks like you are,
Yes, I am.
then the turns advance and I'm able to get bigger creatures out that she can't because she doesn't have the mana to do it.
Wait.
Oh, actually, there's a... Oh, unless you control a swamp or a forest. Oh, he didn't
Yes.
have to enter tapped either. Nice! Nice! Okay. First of all,
Gotta get dog meat out there.
I'm going to... Oh, and I actually need to tap him to activate that thing that I did.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Wise Mothman is attacking.
He's attacking me.
And he has flying.
You can only defend flying with flying or reach. I have no cards that have flying or reach, so I take the damage. How much damage? 3. I take 3 damage.
Now, whenever the
That's
Wise
not too
Mothman...
bad.
But hold on. Whenever the Wise Mothman enters the battlefield or attacks, each player gets a rad counter. Rad counter for you.
Mm-hmm.
Rad counter for me. And then whenever 1 or more non-land cards... Oh, whenever 1 or more non-land... I didn't do this.
Mm-hmm.
He's there. Whenever 1 or
Yes.
more non-land cards are milled, put a +1/+1 counter on each of up to X target creatures, where X is the number of non-land cards milled this way. So I milled an instant and 2 lands, so I get to put a +1/+1 on somebody. I would have put it on Mothman.
So he actually attacked
He actually
for
hit
4.
you for 4. Yeah.
Okay.
And here, ladies and gentlemen, is where it starts to get crazy because we have to keep track of all of this stuff. And you don't know what cool combos might be coming later on in the deck.
Yes. Once you get to know these decks, you know what to expect.
Yeah.
We're playing this for the
first
first
time.
time. We have no idea what the strength of each of the decks are. But soon we will. What's happening? Show them. Show them what you're thinking.
Okay. I have this card called Radstorm, and
Red Storm. I read about it. It's really cool.
it's an instant, so I can cast it at any time. It costs 4 mana. I have 6. And it has Storm. When you cast the spell, copy it for each spell cast before it this turn. I didn't cast any spells, so I wouldn't play it. But that's each spell cast in general.
Okay.
Land is not a spell, but casting a creature is a spell, playing an instant or a sorcery or anything like that that uses mana is a spell. And it actually produces proliferate. So choose any number of permanents and or players, then give each another counter of each kind they already have. So I can choose, like, I chose Noodle, I could give her another rad counter. If I chose myself, then I could give myself another rad counter. If I chose Mothman, then I can give myself... Then I can give Mothman another counter. We just got invaded by a dog. We have two really sweet dogs, one of whom is downstairs, and the other one is very social, and she wants to always participate in whatever it is that we're doing. So she has a little dog bed outside the door of, I'm pointing, you can't see, a little dog bed outside the door of the room that we're in. And she was good, but she just came in to see if we needed any dog help with stuff.
Yeah, he pointed, and I look over, and I just see this dog face.
Little dog face there. Okay,
Very
so
sweet,
I have
very
attacked. We're now in second main phase, and I am going to tap for 5 mana and play... Oh, wow, that's interesting.
What you got? What you got?
Well, I was going to play Mirelurk Queen.
Uh-huh. We know Mirelurk Queen.
Mirelurk Queen. Oh, that's
your Rad Storm.
My Rad Storm, which I'm not going to play. Mirelurk Queen has Vigilance. When she enters the battlefield, target player gets 2 rad counters. And whenever one or more non-land cards are milled, draw a card, then put a +1/+1 counter on Mirelurk Queen. This ability triggers only once each turn. I will go ahead and play her.
Okay, Mirelurk Queen.
Mirelurk Queen, when she enters the battlefield, target player gets 2 rad counters. I'm going to actually give them to me.
Are you serious?
Yep.
I told you guys he likes rads.
Okay. And...
Yeah, target player can be anyone, and this game can be played with 4 people.
Correct. Commander is actually a 4-player. It's designed for 4 players. You can play it with 2, but it gets a lot more interesting with 4. Because if a particular player starts to get too powerful, the other players gang up on them. Okay, go.
Untap, upkeep, draw. Okay, this is going to be green mana. Using my...
Magic mana summoning powers there?
It is not, but it can be. Exotic Orchard. If I tap, I can add mana of any color that I choose.
Of any color that a land an opponent controls could produce.
Oh, I didn't read that far.
Yeah.
Do you have any green?
I do.
Okay.
I have Temple of Mystery can produce green.
Okay. That's good. That means that with this, green, white, and red, I can bring in Dogmeat. And there he is. Dogmeat.
Dogmeat is on the battlefield.
Yes. Mill 5 cards, then return an aura or equipment card from your graveyard to your hand. I have nothing in my graveyard, but I can mill 5 cards. So just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
How many non-land cards were those?
1, 2, 3 of them.
3.
No!
Put this over there. Whenever one or more non-land cards are milled, draw a card. So I will now draw a card. Then put a +1/+1 counter on Mirelurk Queen. This ability triggers only once each turn, but that's her turn, my turn, her turn, my turn. Give me back Mirelurk Queen. Mirelurk Queen gets a +1/+1 counter and is now 5/5.
When I mill things, they go straight to the graveyard, right?
Yeah, they just go to your discard pile.
Okay, so then that it continues. Mill 5 cards and then return an aura or equipment card from your graveyard to your hand. So out of these cards, I can pick an aura or equipment.
Correct.
I will choose equipment on the battlefield. I will choose this one. Artifact equipment.
Explorer's Scope. Whenever equipped creature attacks, look at the top card of your library. If it's a land card, you may put it onto the battlefield tapped. Whenever equipped creature attacks, look at the top card of your library. If it's a land card, you may put it onto the battlefield tapped. Okay. And it costs something to equip it.
Yeah, it costs 1 to equip it.
Okay.
So I'll equip...
Is it an aura? Because he had something special for...
Yeah, he had something special for aura.
When you sacrifice an aura this way, Oh, you may pay 2 and sacrifice an aura that's attached to 3 docked. Okay, so not that.
But I can equip this on something, right?
Yeah, you can equip that on something.
Okay, so I'm going to equip this on him.
And then whenever you attack, put a quest counter on target non-land permanent you control. But that's... She's not equipped.
Oh.
So you can't put it on top.
Right. So it can't actually go anywhere yet. I will attack you.
Declare attackers.
These are my attackers.
Are you sure you want to do that?
Yeah.
Okay. Resolve what happens with her.
What happens with her?
Whenever you attack.
Oh, whenever you attack, put a quest counter on target non-land permanent you control. Quest counter.
Target non-land permanent you control. Probably something that's not going to get destroyed. The idea is that if it has a quest counter, then for each quest counter, you put a +1/+1 counter onto this guy, which makes him more powerful. But if you put it on the junk token and then the token gets scrapped, then you lose the quest counter and you lose the +1/+1.
So I'll put it on Dogmeat.
You can put it on Dogmeat?
Yeah. Okay, Dogmeat gets a quest counter.
Or...
This artifact?
Yeah, probably a piece of equipment, because you want to attack with creatures.
That's true.
Yeah, so that or that, not a token, not something that you're likely to lose.
Okay, so an artifact is a good candidate.
Yeah.
Okay, quest counter. And then this guy is now 2/6.
So there's a quest counter, so he gets +1, and he's now 2/6. And you're attacking.
So I'm
with him.
attacking you with 2/6 and 2/3.
I will.
Pew 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 pew.
2/6 and 2/3.
Pew. Yes.
Well, I'm gonna take out your 2/6 since 5. I will block
Attack.
Moira, and I will take 2 points of damage.
Okay. So she dies.
Yes.
She goes to the graveyard. And who are you? Are you blocking this guy?
I'm not blocking. I took the damage.
Oh, you took the damage.
I took
Okay.
the damage.
Okay, so he remains tapped. I can still play a card. There's nothing that I can play, so you may go.
Untap. Upkeep. Draw. Oh, we didn't do your damn rad counters again.
No, we didn't.
You're doing it this time.
Okay.
Because now that's like life that you haven't lost.
Okay, well, okay.
You should just lose 2 life.
Just what?
Period. You
What?
should just lose 2 life.
No.
For breaking the rules.
No.
Or lose the game.
No. No, don't listen to anything he says.
Come on, you have to resolve your rad counters. In fact,
Okay,
you should just put them in the middle of the board so that you
Okay, how do
recognize
I
them.
resolve my rad counter?
Well, if it was your turn, before your pre-combat main phase, you mill the number of cards for the rad counters that you have.
2 cards.
2 cards. And for each non-land card milled this way, you lose 1 life and a rad counter.
Okay, that's 1. I got 1 land and 1 non-land.
Okay.
So I lose
You lose 1 life, and you lose 1 rad counter.
Oh, that's not too bad.
No. Okay.
Okay. Oh, new people joining. We also have a poll happening in the live chat. And it's asking how you feel about this crazy merge of Fallout and MTG. And our options are love it, nah, not really for me, cool art, and I'm digging the whole card format. And so far, love it is winning.
Cool. All right. Begin the craziness.
May the craziness begin.
Because I have milling functions. So, beginning of my pre-combat main phase, I have to mill 5 cards. 1 non-land, 2 non-land, 3 non-land, land. So I lose 3 rad counters, and I lose 3 life. But now, let's see. Whenever one or more non-land cards are milled, put a +1/+1 counter on each of up to X target creatures, where X is the number of non-land cards milled this way.
Oh, that is madness.
3 non-land cards, so I can put
Oh,
a
no.
+1/+1 counter on up to 3 creatures. So we're going to go 1, 2, and I'm going to do her. It's not what it sounds like. So that's that one. That's the Wise Mothman. And then over here, whenever one or more non-land cards are milled, draw a card. Drawing a card. Then put a +1/+1 counter on Mirelurk Queen. Oh, but we didn't. Oh, we did do your milling.
Yes,
we did your milling.
We did.
Because
Both.
why did you have to mill?
Because of the card that I played. A creature came onto the battlefield that had in its description mill
You had to mill?
5 cards.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're in my main phase. First
Oh,
main-
here, it was Dogmeat. When Dogmeat enters the battlefield, mill 5 cards and
Okay.
then return some stuff from the graveyard.
Okay.
Okay, bring it.
Well, let's see. Do I have a land?
Aw, thank you. Eggs Lunch Lady says, one of the best up-and-coming Fallout channels. Way
Aw,
cool.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, and thank you for joining.
All right, I'm going to play a land. And
There. There's no heart. It's sideways. I'll try to put it in the chat. I am scared.
you only have dog meat to defend with, right?
Yes. Yes, I only have Dogmeat to defend with, so probably I won't sacrifice him.
Probably you won't. Okay, okay.
I know that face.
Dude,
That's not
this,
good.
This game gets crazy. Show them that.
This game gets
So
out
I'm
of
exploring my
control.
options here. I'm going to attack, but before I attack, I want to make sure that my attack is the most beneficial to me. So notice Winding Constrictor. If one or more counters would be put on an artifact or creature you control, that many +1 of each of those kinds of counters are put on that permanent instead. If you would get one or more counters, you get that many +1 of each of those kinds of counters instead. Okay, so there's that.
Oh, there's more?
Well, yes, there's more, because now there's this guy.
It looks like a super mutant.
He is a super mutant. I'm the mutant deck.
Oh, yeah.
He has Vigilance and Trample, but whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, draw a card if that creature has a +1/+1 counter on it. If not, put a +1/+1 counter on it. So if I played the first one and this guy and then attacked and he did damage to her, then he would get 2 +1/+1 counters. Okay, bring that back. Then we have...
Oh, there's more.
Well, because
No.
there are
Well.
options.
Well, we do like options. Do you concede?
Oh, wow. Show them that one.
He does not concede. That is a mutant warrior. Looks like legendary.
Whenever Nightkin Ambusher enters the battlefield, target player gets 4 rad counters. Nightkin Ambusher can't be blocked as long as defending player has a rad counter.
What? Everyone has rad counters.
Unless you get rid of them. But when he enters the battlefield, you get more. So I think what we're going to do, so this would be 2, 4, 6, and I have 2, 4, 7. You are so going to die.
No!
So gonna die. It's a little unfair because Lisa's mana starved over there.
Very mana-starved.
Noodle's mana starved.
Yeah, you keep revealing my true name.
Yeah, well,
Like, everyone knows my name now.
yeah, that's okay.
Not that it's a secret.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. All right, let's get some of this stuff out here so that we can make things fun. Black and green. Black and green. Winding Constrictor. If one or more counters will be put on an artifact or creature you control, that many plus one of each of those kinds of counters are put on that permanent. If you would get one or more counters, that would be me, then I get that many plus one of each of those kinds of counters. So it's fair. Like, if I get rad counters, I'm going to get an extra one as well. But that's okay. So there's that. And then the other one that I want is 2/4. So 2 colorless, a blue and a black. Let's go blue, black, and 1, 2. And we got Nightkin Ambusher. When he enters the battlefield, target player gets 4 rad counters.
4?
5 rad counters.
Why 5?
Because the snake gives you 1 extra.
Ugh.
So 5 rad counters over there. Yep. And now I am going to...
Concede.
Well, actually, I'm short by 1 mana. I played a land this turn.
Yes, you did.
Shoot, I am short by 1 because it would be super awesome.
No.
What would have been super awesome is this.
Oh.
We showed you this card early on. This spell costs 1 colorless mana less to cast for each counter among players and permanents. So look at all the counters that are out here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, plus 5 is 14, which means I can get this 8/8 creature out for 2 green mana. Unfortunately, I only have 1.
I'm sure you'll be able to do it next turn.
You bet. Do you concede?
No! No way.
Okay, I'm going to actually roll up on you with some stuff. You've only got dog meat to defend with. So we're going to, of course, hit you.
I'm going to throw my rad counters at you.
I'm going to hit you with that. And Mirelurk Queen has Vigilance, which means that she doesn't tap when attacking. These guys have Summoning Sickness. We're going to keep Tato Boy over here just fine. And then we're going to also attack you with her. Although, actually, we're not, because Dogmeat could block her and kill her, and I don't want to do that yet. Those 2.
4 and...
5/5 with flying, and 4/4.
I take it.
Okay, that would be 9.
9 is a lot.
9 is a lot.
Oh, double tap.
Is there anything else? Whenever one or more non-land cards...
Is there anything else? Like, that wasn't enough?
What
is wrong with you?
Well, I'm just checking to make sure that there's not some, like, somebody does combat damage to somebody because some stuff happened.
Nothing happens. Your turn is over. My turn.
Oh, wow. Whenever this creature becomes the target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, counter it unless that player pays 2 additional mana.
Let's see this again.
So I didn't even read this first one. Ward, 2 colorless mana. Whenever this creature becomes the target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, counter it unless that player pays 2 additional mana. So if she had a spell to destroy this card, this creature, she would have to pay 2 additional mana. And he also can't be blocked. He's quite tough.
He is very tough. He's a problem. I'm going to try to remove him.
But it's going to cost you extra mana, and you are mana starved.
Yes, I am. Okay, my turn. So far, I mean, we only just got into this game. Yes, I see you pointing at my red counters. Mill 28 cards. 1, 2.
So that's 1 non-land.
3.
2 non-land.
4.
3 non-land.
5.
So we have 4 non-land. Oh, no, you only need... 6. Okay.
6.
5 non-land cards. Okay, so the radiation counter, the radiation rules say...
You read it.
At the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, if you have any rad counters, mill that many cards. For each non-land card milled this way, you lose 1 life and a rad counter.
Well, at least I get these rads away.
That's true. Okay.
And I lose 5 life.
You lose 5 life.
That was harsh.
And on my side of the board, whenever 1 or more non-land cards are milled, draw a card, then put a +1/+1 counter on Mirelurk Queen. This ability triggers only once each turn, so I draw a card, and she gets bigger. And then over here, whenever one or more non-land cards are milled, put a +1/+1 counter on each of up to X target creatures, where X is the number of non-land cards milled this way. But remember that the snake says everybody gets an extra one.
No.
So you had four non-land cards, and I get to put 2 +1/+1 counters.
There's a splash of green in your deck making all of these counters.
Up to 4 target creatures. This is ridiculous.
This is ridiculous.
This is
Where's
ridiculous.
all my green mana?
Okay,
what
so
is going on?
She gets some, and who else we got here? Nightkin Ambusher.
You get tokens.
He gets
and you
tokens.
get tokens.
And Mothman gets some tokens.
No.
And
I feel my death approaching.
Who else? Well, it's
This-
got to be
this-
it's got to be either Tato.
Tater
or-
boy.
It's got to be either Tato or Snake. I'm gonna do Snake. But wait, there's more.
No.
Tato Farmer has a tap ability where I can tap him, and the land card that she milled, I get.
No, what? He does not. He does.
So whenever, put target land card in a graveyard that was milled this turn onto the battlefield under your control, tapped.
That's just robbery.
So my side of the universe continues to grow.
It's not even
in
his
mana.
turn.
It's not even my turn.
It's my
and I just got super boosty and some land. And okay, you may continue your
Okay,
turn
so
now.
before all this madness happened, I was going to ask you a question. I didn't even draw a card yet. So far, even though these are brand new decks, we haven't really done anything with them. Do you get a sense that this is more like cool new cards in an MTG deck, or this is an actual Fallout spin on the game?
I think it's a Fallout spin on the game.
I would say so as well. I think mainly because of the rad counter.
The rad counters and the mechanics that like to be able to do this is very much like green.
It's not just the artwork. Some people were saying it has nothing to do with Fallout. It's just, you get some cool Fallout art in an MTG deck. And so far it's so much more than that.
The milling, the counters, the rad counters. We haven't even gotten into quest counters really, other than what you've got over there.
And guys, this is just the tip of the iceberg. And
This is
I'm already loving it, even though I'm getting destroyed.
This is our first game with cards. There are so many cards in here that we have yet to see to even understand how they're going to start working together. You can see I've got, 6 cards out, and I'm already, there's all this back and forth crazy wackiness. I'm going to crush her probably on the next turn.
Yeah, probably, because I'm still not getting any green mana. If you guys are interested in any of this madness, I put the links to the decks in the video description. We are not sponsored by any of these people, so we don't care if you buy them or not. But if you are interested in getting MTG decks, the links are in the video description.
And those are affiliate links, which means that
we get a penny.
Yeah, it doesn't change the price that you pay, but we do get a small commission out of it. So if you're going to buy them and you could use our links, that would show your support for the channel, and we would be deeply appreciative.
That's right. Okay, I got some...
What did you draw?
I drew a land.
You drew a land. Yay!
Yeah, and I played
Everybody
a
clap
land.
your hands. Noodle got land. Noodle got land. Woohoo!
This game is called Noodle Gets Destroyed. This is payback for those 4 times in a row that I destroyed you with my green deck.
Yeah. It's okay. I'm sure that my days are numbered.
You're
After remembering...
like in this household?
Well, yeah. I might be sleeping on the couch tonight. And tomorrow.
Okay, I am going to play an artifact tomorrow. Which one of these gives me green? This one. Green, white, and something else. And something else, green one and something else. I will put this artifact.
Behemoth Sledge. Oh, wow.
Okay, that's pretty cool, right?
So that's a piece of equipment. Equipped creature gets +2/+2 and has trample and lifelink. It costs 3 mana to equip it. And 3 mana to put it on the board. So so equipment goes on the board.
Yeah.
But then you still have to pay mana to equip it to somebody.
Next turn I can equip it.
Next turn you can equip it, and it will have +2/+2, trample, and lifelink. Trample is a really cool mechanic. Let's say that I attack Noodle with a 10/10 Sloth, and she defends with a 1/1 creature. Well, that creature takes 10 points of damage and dies. But it's, it doesn't, like, none of that gets carried through. However, if my creature has trample, then her defending creature takes 1 point of damage and the other 9 points of damage gets carried over to her. Lifelink is similar. If she blocks with a 1/1 creature and my sloth does 10 points of damage to it, then I get 10 points of health for the damage that my sloth inflicted on her creature or on her. This artifact that she has out there, this piece of equipment, means that the equipped creature gets +2/+2 and has trample and lifelink. So it will more likely to do damage to me unless I block it with several creatures, and then she will also gain life back, which she could really use.
We have some new people in the chat asking which MTG decks these are.
Hey, MCT60. We are playing we have all 4 of them, but we decided to play... Sorry, I leaned away from my mic.
Yeah.
We have all 4 of them, but we decided to play the Mutant deck and the... Mutant Menace.
And the Junkyard Dog.
And Scrappy Survivors. Yeah, remember they go like that.
They go like that.
So these are... They can't see them. You should put them over there.
Okay.
So the commander for Mutant Menace is the Wise Mothman, and the commander for Scrappy Survivors is Dogmeat. And
I am playing Dogmeat.
Yeah, she's playing Scrappy Survivors, and I am playing Mutant Menace.
And we have the 2 other decks, but we probably won't have time to play them on this show. So if you guys are enjoying this format, we can do another stream, let's say, same time next week.
Well, I think we'll have time to play another game after this, because it's still relatively early. We're going to go until...
What he means is he knows he's going to kill me on the next turn.
we were going to go till...
We're going to do 2 hours.
We were going to go from 1 till 3?
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. Because...
Well, we can do another game after this. Let's just keep going.
Yeah, we'll just keep going. As long as you guys are watching, we'll keep playing. How's that?
Yeah.
When we see the stream watchers get to 0, we'll be like, all right, they all went to sleep. Go.
That's it for me.
That's it for you?
Yeah. I can't.
Okay.
I can't. I still.
All hell is about to break loose.
Hey, I still have 21 life. I'm hanging on there.
For today, for now. Okay.
MCT60. Do you play other commander decks? What do you play? Let us know in the chat.
Untap. Upkeep. Draw. I have a land.
Can I have it?
No.
I'll trade you. I'll trade you this red. Wrong game.
Before I play the land, I have to do my rad thing. So I'm going to mill 2 cards. That is a land, and that is a non-land. Oh, gosh. Okay.
Oh, your life is so hard.
So for each non-land, I lose 1 life and 1 rad counter. So I've lost 1 rad counter, and now I lose 1 life. But when 1 or more non-land cards are milled, put a +1/+1 counter on each of up to X target creatures, where X is the number of non-land cards milled this way. And snaky means that's actually 2.
Snaky.
So we're going to put 2 on Wise Mothman, because I only milled 1 card. So I get to put...
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you.
You just want to make sure you know I'm not cheating. Whenever 1 or more non-land cards are milled, draw a card. Yay. Here's my draw card. Then put a +1/+1 counter on Mirelurk Queen.
The Mirelurk Queen is a very powerful card. When we looked at it just at the unboxing stage, it looked interesting, but I didn't expect all this. This is a very powerful card.
Yeah. And if you've ever run up against her in the game, you know that she's a powerful opponent. So
Yes,
it makes sense that she very quickly, like right now, she's 10-10. 10-10. That's ridiculous.
That's a very realistic representation of the character. I am very impressed, very pleased with how MTG worked in the Bethesda characters.
All right, so we're back to thinking about what we're going to do here. And Medicine Trample becomes monstrous. Oh.
Do you wish to attack?
Good lord.
Oh, no.
Show them that.
That did not sound good. Oh, Alpha Deathclaw. I've read all about her.
All right. Alpha Deathclaw has Menace and Trample. When Alpha Deathclaw enters the battlefield or becomes monstrous, destroy target permanent. and I can pay a bunch more mana to give her Monstrosity of 4.
Explain target permanent to them.
So anything that's on the battlefield is a permanent. Anything that is, in your deck or in your graveyard is not a permanent. Things that get cast onto the battlefield are permanents, and they specify the difference between land and non-land permanents.
And what does Deathy do?
When it enters the battlefield or becomes monstrous, destroy target permanent, which could be land, or it could be anything. It could be on my side, it could be on her side. If I were to destroy her land, that would actually make it harder for her to get cards out. Land is precious. And decks in Commander, decks that destroy land are frowned upon. So I can pay a bunch more Monstrosity 4. If this creature isn't already monstrous, put 4 +1/+1 counters on it, and it becomes monstrous, at which point it would be 10/10. That's ridiculous.
Okay, T60 says he's never played Commander. He's only played Standard. We played Standard for years.
We played Standard for years.
Commander is way cool.
Commander, if you've played Standard, especially if you're just trying to get together with some people and play for fun, you've probably encountered situations where somebody has a really powerful deck and somebody doesn't, and it's not fun for the other person. Commander balances that out. The decks are 100 cards instead of 60.
Mm-hmm.
You're not allowed.
This is clearly not a very good example.
You're not allowed to have any duplicates. You can only have singletons. And you can play any card from any set. There's like a handful of banned ones, but
But it's very open world.
Mostly you can play any card from the history of Magic. So you pick a commander, in my case it's the Mothman, you pick some legendary creature, and you build a deck around that creature's attributes. And it's a lot more fun.
I recommend going to your local game store and getting just basic Commander
Get like a
decks.
Commander starter deck. Yeah. If you have somebody you can play with, get a couple of starter decks.
Yeah, get like a green one against a red one, or a green-red one against a blue-black one, or something like that. And experience the Commander's playing style. You will really enjoy it. It's not that different at all. It's not like you have to learn all new rules. It's just, it feels like the game is more engaging, and you get to really bring your deck up to speed faster. I felt with the green deck. I felt that way.
Green takes a while to come online, and what I felt with the Commander series, the Commander style, the Commander format, is Noodle would be able to get some creatures out there with a green deck that I wouldn't want to attack yet because they were bigger. So I would wait to try and get my stuff to be bigger, and then suddenly she has like just a ton of creatures out there.
I destroyed him.
Yeah, it balances out the format, because a lot of times your deck does something cool and people are willing to wait to see what cool thing your deck does, what cool combos you can come up with. Like the stuff that I've got going on this side of the table is pretty ridiculous.
Yes.
And I'm trying to figure out how I can hit her for 21 points of damage now. And I might be able to.
He might be.
So this is 10-10. This is, good Lord, that's 9-9. That's 19. You have dog meat, right?
I basically have dog meat. I have very few creatures. I have 3 dog also, who is 2/6.
Okay. All right. Let's.
So I have 2.
Let's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 5. I still need to be able to have 2 green, and after that, I can't play anything else. Okay. Here's what we're gonna do, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm scared.
Show them this guy.
Be gentle.
Show them this guy.
I don't know this guy.
This is Jason Bright, Glowing Prophet. Whenever a zombie or mutant you control dies, if its power was different than its base power, draw cards. Basically, if it has +1/+1 counters on it, you get to draw a card. But that's not what I care about. What I care about is the second one. Come fly with me. Pay 2 colorless mana, sacrifice a creature, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control, and it gains flying until end of turn. That attribute does not require tapping. When a creature comes out, it has summoning sickness, so you can't attack with it. You can't do anything that requires tapping. But if it has some sort of activated ability that doesn't require tapping, you can use it on the same turn. So I'm going to save a couple of green mana here for something that's going to be ridiculous in just a minute. And I'm going to spend a blue and a couple of others and cast him out there. And then I'm going to spend 2 more mana to sacrifice a creature. I'm going to sacrifice Tato Boy. And...
Sacrifice and...
And...
Sacrifice and...
Okay, now here's... Remember we talked about the stack earlier?
Yes, yes.
So I'm going to sacrifice him. He's going to die. He's going to go to the graveyard. But just prior to him dying, go ahead and give him back, I'm going to tap and activate his ability to put a land card in a graveyard that was milled this turn onto the battlefield under my control, tapped. I did mill a land card, and I'm going to put it onto the battlefield, tapped. And then he's going to die. And then, because I sacrificed a creature, I will put a +1/+1 counter onto target creature.
Oh, no.
But because of my snake, I get to put 2 +1/+1 counters onto target creature. So that's going to go over here, and that creature gets flying until end of turn.
No. Oh, that's messed up. I can't block flying. I don't have anything with reach.
I'm going to attack her for 9/9 with flying and 3, 6, 8, and 12/12 flying.
So even though I could have blocked with 2 of my characters, 2 of my creatures, they don't have reach because these bitches are flying.
Flying bitches.
Flying bitches.
I am notorious for destruction with flying. That is 21 points of damage.
I concede.
Woohoo!
All right, D60 says, awesome. I'm thinking of getting some of these commander decks. Looks cool. Remember that the links to these exact decks are in the video description, so if you want to get those. But if you want to just practice commander, I'm obviously not going to list every single deck. Just go to your store and ask your friendly store clerk on what to buy.
I bet these decks, because they have such different mechanics, would probably be utterly ruthless against a standard commander deck.
I think they would be. I think that's for the next week before the next live show, which apparently I already scheduled for next week.
Boy, I'm glad I attended this one, so I know.
Right?
It's like when you don't go to a meeting at work and you find out that there's another meeting and then you don't go to that one and they're like, do you still work here? I don't want to get fired.
Well, before our next stream next Friday, we'll be playing a lot with these decks, getting to know the characters. Again, this is really rough because we're just playing it for the first time ever. And also, I want to try playing these guys against our standard commander decks and see if just how ruthless it is.
If Wastelanders entered the Magic realm, if it would be destruction. All right, we're going to start shuffling again. Don't do it without sleeves because you damage the sides.
Right.
We'll start shuffling again, so we're going to need to mute ourselves while the shuffler is out. Let's reset our life totals. Oh, you know what we never kept track of? Commander damage.
Oh, you did attack with commander damage.
There's an interesting rule in Commander where if your so we all have 40 life. But if the commander does 21 points of damage, so if my commander does 21 points of damage to her, she loses. Period. The end. We forgot to track commander damage because my Mothman kept hitting her for damage. Now, I don't think I did 21 points of damage before I did all of that damage at the end, but it's just something else you have to remember.
This is why they're judges at these games, usually.
Did you just set yourself to 0? You
yes,
did.
I did.
Okay, we're going to mute while she shuffles. There is a lot of stuff to keep track of. And one of the nice things about Magic is that if the rules are the rules, every player is responsible for making sure that the rules are followed.
Yes, you can't actually withhold information from your opponent.
So if I noticed that, now unless it says may, like if there's something that Noodle may do at the start of her turn and it would damage me and she chooses or forgets to do it, then I don't have to tell her. But if there's something that has to happen, I have to tell her.
Yeah, if I have to gain a life every turn and he recognizes that, he can't withhold that information.
Correct.
There's basic etiquette.
Yep. So don't be alarmed by the amount of things that you have to keep track of or how the stack resolves or anything like that. It's in those nuances that Magic becomes the most fun, and the other people that you're playing with will help you keep track of those things.
I think much like Fallout, Magic, you can join it at any stage. It's not like you have to learn all the previous years. Like you can start playing Fallout 4 or Fallout Vegas or something.
Fallout New Vegas, yeah.
Yeah, and not know all the backstories of all the characters. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. And Magic is absolutely the same way. There is lore and backstories and cards from, 1997 that people are still playing and stuff, but you don't have to know any of that stuff.
But like all the current MTG guys, most of them don't know Fallout. And,
That's true.
And they're playing these new decks and enjoying them greatly.
Yep. MCT 60, notice that we're not shuffling our commanders in with the rest of the deck. In Commander, there's a zone called the Commander Zone, and that's where your commander starts. And you cast your commander from the Commander Zone to the battlefield. And if he would die for any reason or be exiled or anything, you may choose to put him back into the Commander Zone. And I use the word may because perhaps you have other mechanics where from the graveyard you could recast him for nothing. The thing to know about commanders is if he goes back to the Commander Zone, the next time you go to cast it, it requires 2 additional colorless mana. If he gets killed again the next time, now it requires 4 additional colorless mana. So there's a commander tax with every additional cast. I think what these are supposed to... No, that's a Planeswalker logo. I thought maybe this was so you could have a D20 on there or something like that to keep track of your rad counters.
But no.
Well, but this doesn't make sense. This is a Planeswalker logo. It's not a Commander logo, so...
I don't even know if there is a Commando logo. Is there?
There is, yeah. We have it on the app for tracking Commander damage.
Okay.
Let's open another one of these stupid sample booster packs.
It's not stupid. It's just skinny.
It's supposed to have like 12 cards in there. It's supposed to be an actual booster.
It's a booster sampler.
It's booster light.
It's like it was designed by Bethesda. It's the Fallout 1 booster pack.
Okay, so this is a pretty cool land. You want to show that?
Ooh. Okay, they do give you cool foils, though, in this booster sampler.
So here you have Desert. So tap to add 1 colorless mana. Tap, sacrifice a desert, exile all graveyards. Oh,
Foil.
that's pretty badass. Because mechanics that allow you to pull things out of the graveyard, like the stuff I was doing last turn, if Noodle had this, she could pay 2 mana, tap, sacrifice it or another desert, and exile my entire graveyard. For those of you who don't know what exile means, who aren't Magic players, you saw me building my graveyard. Let's just pretend that this was my graveyard, and I'm able to pull things from the graveyard. If you exile something, then it's not in a graveyard anymore. It's exiled. It's in the ether somewhere. And forever. And unless you have something that says that it can come back from exile, those cards are effectively out of the game until the game ends. For a deck like mine that was doing a really good job of pulling stuff out of the graveyard, Noodle could use that card. Where is it? It's over. I don't even know where it is. There. That card over there. And exile my entire graveyard and would have done damage to my strategy.
Unlike Oscapt, I don't think that the booster packs are lame. I think that the booster sampler packs give us the best possible booster cards. They're foils and they're super badass. They're not just 2 random cards in there.
You think?
I think, yeah. I think they put the best of the best in there.
You give Wizards of the Coast a lot of credit.
Well,
This was the other
not
one.
intentionally.
This was the other one I pulled. So it's got the squad mechanic, pay 1 mana, discard a card, and when Thrill Kill Disciple dies, create a junk token. That's interesting. So squad 1, discard a card. And then that activates the ability of when it dies, create a junk token. Interesting. I'll have to read up more about the squad mechanic. I don't know that one very well. Oh, is that mine?
Yes.
I almost forgot to unmute.
I'm sure they would have let us know in the chat. It's a very quiet game.
This is cool. Do you want to put that into your deck?
Am I allowed to?
Well, yeah, you just have to take out another land.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take it. Sure. Standard land, right?
It doesn't matter. Any land.
I'll take out this one.
So be careful because this created white mana, and that creates colorless mana. So you may want to take out like an artifact or a land that creates colorless or something like that.
Okay.
Or not. I mean, it's up to you. Noodle lost the last game, so she gets to choose what she would like to do.
I will start.
Okay. You want to put dog meat back over there instead of thrill kill?
Dog meat. Okay. As always, we start with 7 cards. This goes away. In the last game, I was quite mana starved, so I'm excited to see some mana in my hand. Okay, bread, go.
Untap, upkeep, draw.
Exile is very annoying, they say.
Yeah.
Yes, it is, especially if somebody exiles like your legendary creature.
So this is a new card I haven't seen before. Vexing Radgull. It's a mutant bird, has flying. Whenever Vexing Radgull deals combat damage to a player, that player gets 2 rad counters if they don't have any rad counters. Otherwise, proliferates. Proliferate is an interesting mechanic. Choose any number of permanents and or players, then give each another counter of each kind that it already has.
Ah, yes, I remember this.
So I mean, think about that. Choose any number of permanents and or players. It can be 0, it can be 1, it can be on me, it can be you, it can be whatever. And then give each another counter of each kind already there.
So it could be a good counter or a bad counter. Could be Could be rads. Could be a +1/+1 counter. Oh, our poll is changing. Now I love the art is in the lead. Now that they're getting to see more of the cards. Everyone is really loving the art. I am in that group. I think the art here is amazing. I think they really did justice to the Fallout universe.
I got no mana.
You got no mana?
I didn't even notice. The one land that I got.
I will cherish this moment.
That's interesting. Okay, so this is interesting. This is the only land card that I drew. I didn't notice, otherwise I would have redrawn my hand. So normally, some lands you can tap to add one color or a different color. This one I can pay 1 colorless mana and tap to add both black and green.
Oh.
So that's interesting.
That is
very interesting. It doesn't help me right now because I can't actually play, but I will put it out there, and you may go.
Cool. I will play another land. This is now white, and I can actually do nothing.
Dog meat has too much screen time. Put Mothman back out there.
What?
Okay. We can actually take that away entirely, but it's cool to just have it up there so that you guys, can see, and
I like it.
We can talk about the cards.
I like it. No, I cannot play anything. Go.
All right. Draw. Not a land. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And now I have a problem. Now I have more than 7 cards, so I actually have to discard something.
And when you discard, they go to the graveyard?
Yes.
Graveyard.
Yeah, your graveyard is your discard pile.
Okay. I wasn't sure if they go on the bottom of the deck.
No.
Graveyard.
Graveyard.
Do I get to pick one?
No.
This one.
No, get off me.
Never.
Man, it's painful.
Why, do you have all legendary cards in there or something?
No, I just don't know what... Oh, God, I want to keep that. I'm going to keep that one.
That's why you should let me pick.
I'm
That way it hurts less.
Board one. Okay, that one's good. I'm going to keep that. That one will actually allow me to get more land, which will help. Shoot. Okay, I'm just going to discard that one.
Okay.
Go.
Draw.
The one I discarded is a big card, which would be cool, but since I'm already mana starved, it's unlikely that I'll get to it. So it's Mutant Berserker, has Ward 2, and what's that, Enrage?
Enrage.
Whenever Strong is dealt damage, you get 3 rad counters and put 3 +1/+1 counters on Strong. Wow. You gain life rather than lose life from radiation. Oh, man, I should have kept that. You gain life rather than lose life from radiation. That's crazy. While that's on the battlefield...
Oh, but you wouldn't
counters,
be able to play it for a long time.
I wouldn't be able to, no. But if I was ever able to get that out on the battlefield, then suddenly rad counters are lifelink. That's neat. What are you doing over there?
I'm trying to decide if there's anything that I can play, but I don't think so, because once again, I have no green mana. I don't even know if I have green mana in my deck. I haven't seen any yet.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's a green, red, white deck with no green mana.
I'm sure you do.
I have not seen any. Oh, I can play a legendary creature. Here she comes. Doo-doo-doo.
Veronica, Dissident Scribe, has Menace. Whenever Veronica, Dissident Scribe attacks, you may discard a card. If you do, draw a card. Whenever you discard one or more non-land cards for the first time each turn, create a junk token. Okay.
Pretty cool.
So you're going to put her out there?
Yes.
Whenever you discard one or more non-land cards for the first time each turn, if you do draw a card. Interesting. So
I don't know why I just untapped all my land. I'm sorry.
It's okay. So it has Menace, first of all, which means that it can't be blocked except by 2 or more creatures. And when this creature attacks, she may discard a card from her hand. And if she does, she can draw a card. So that's good. If she has a card in her hand that she doesn't want, or can't use, or doesn't fit with the stuff that she has
I don't
out
have
there,
mana for it.
then she can discard it, and draw a card to replace it. And then if that card is a non-land card, then she can create a junk token.
That's a very cool, surprisingly low-cost card.
And we haven't shown junk tokens in a while, so let's put that out there so we remind people what they are. Junk tokens are new for the Fallout set. You tap it and sacrifice this artifact, and then you can exile the top card of your library, and you may play that card this turn. So it's a way to... You don't know what your top card is. Sure. You don't know what your top card is, but maybe it's something you can play if you have mana.
Mm-hmm.
Done?
Done.
All right.
Dogmeat's actually not on the battlefield yet.
Okay, well, I got a land, but it enters the battlefield tapped because I don't control a forest or an island, and so there's still nothing I can do. Go.
It's better than no land. Oh, wow, that was a very dramatic card spin there. Okay, let's see what we can do here. I will... do nothing.
Nothing.
I will attack.
Bring it.
With my legendary Veronica.
Okay, whenever she attacks, you may discard a card.
I will do so.
If you do, draw a card.
I will discard this card, and I will draw a new card.
And when you discard one or more non-land cards for the first time each turn, that was a non-land card, that was a sorcery, then you may create a junk token. Not may, but you do.
You do.
Yeah, you create a junk token.
And she attacks?
So that's an example of the stack. She attacked, but then all of her abilities activated. And we had to resolve all of those before I get to the part where I take combat damage because
you have butt kiss.
Because I have no defenders. All right. Done?
Done.
Oh my gosh. Untap, upkeep, draw, and...
Not mana.
No, but at least... So I can pay 1 mana and tap this to add 1 green and 1 black. And I'm going to actually cast Rampant Growth. You probably remember that. That was from the very first...
Oh, that's vintage.
Yeah, that's when we played back in 2009.
Yeah.
So I can search my library for a basic land card, put it onto the battlefield tapped, and then shuffle. So I will take... I'm going to get an island. Put that on the battlefield tapped, and I'll just shuffle these
just
by hand. Yeah.
I like seeing the vintage cards come in every once in a while. Many cards drop off or get new or DQ. The 100 card decks are very hard to shuffle by hand.
Especially brand new, they're really slippery.
They're so slippery.
Yeah.
Do you want me to bring out the beast?
No, I'll try and do it again here one more time. I was done, but I flipped the top card.
The way that I did it earlier by hand
go.
is I just divided into 2 decks.
Oh, that's smart.
And cut them separately.
Okay, go.
Shuffle them separately. Okay, untap, and draw. Oh, say it isn't so.
Green mana.
Sort of. It's a land that can be green or it can be white.
Okay.
It's something much more better than green. Okay, I now can play my green cards. Or at least some of them. I will enchant a creature with these.
You want to show the card?
Yes. I will play this enchantment on my...
Oh, well
legendary
rested.
creature.
That's so cool.
Yeah, isn't that great?
Enchanted creature has, whenever this creature becomes untapped, put 2 +1/+1 counters on it. Then you gain 2 life and draw a card. It triggers only once per turn. Wow.
Isn't that cool?
That is super cool.
I will enchant my legendary creature.
Okay.
And I will attack with my legendary creature. Attack. Pew, pew.
All right. Yeah, cool. I take 3 points of damage.
Let's see if there's...
I just gave myself 3 points of life.
You did? That is all for me. Your turn.
Untap. Upkeep. Draw. Forest. So cool. Okay. Now let's see. I was able to gain... By playing that sorcery, I was able to gain back the lost mana from that turn. So I've still got the right amount of mana for turn 4.
Mm-hmm.
And now what can I play?
Got any creatures?
I do have creatures. Okay, but I want to make sure that... So that's 1, 2, and I need 3, and that's going to be it. That guy's 3. Oh yeah, okay, he's more important. All right. We are going to rock... Let's see. We need the green. So we're going to rock a blue, and we're going to put out Soul Ring. Soul Ring is a card that is in every single commander deck because it costs 1 mana, you tap it, it generates 2 colorless mana.
It's very good.
It's a very good card. And literally, any commander deck has this card in it.
Different art every time.
Yeah,
but the same name.
Yeah. So this has nothing to do with the Fallout series. This is just in every single deck. Though this one looks like it is Fallout themed. It's got Vault Tech stuff and some Nuka-Cola in there.
Each of these 4 new Fallout decks has 38 to 41 new theme-specific cards.
Cool. So we'll put that out. It's got Summoning Sickness, so we can't actually use that mana this turn, but that now gets me 1 mana ahead. So I've caught up plus a turn.
I'm with you.
And next is... I should have done this differently. You'll let me do it over?
No, I'm waving to someone.
Oh, okay.
I'm not going to let you do it over.
You're not going to let me do it over?
No.
Okay. All right. So let me explain what I should have done differently here. I drew a land, and then I played a land.
Okay.
And if I had drawn...
Oh, this just happened. Like
this just happened this turn.
Okay, then you can redo it.
You'll let me redo it?
I'll let you redo it.
Okay, so we're going to put Soul Ring back. We're going to untap this.
Because we're just testing.
And we're going to pick that land back up. So this is where the order of things matters. So I drew a land. I'm going to tap and play... Well, actually, hold on. 1, 2, 3. Tap. This gives me that to play Tato Farmer. Tato Farmer, you remember from...
I do remember Tato Farmer. He is surprisingly annoying.
From the last turn. And he has landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, you may get 2 rad counters. And
May.
yeah, may. And I want them. So I will now... So I actually had 4 mana because, let's see, tap, 1, 2, 3. Ah, right, here comes the land. There it is. Here comes the land. Landfall, I get 2 rad counters because I want radiation, because I think radiation is awesome.
Oh,
Energy counters. And, yeah, so, and now I'm going to tap that and play Soul Ring as an artifact. So the net result is the same. I just, by changing the order, I was able to give myself radiation counters, which matter. And the tapping ability of a creature, let's see, he has summoning sickness until my next turn.
Yes.
Yeah. So even though Noodle's turn, she might mill something, well, she's not going to because she doesn't have any rad counters. But if I had just played that, I couldn't use that ability on her turn until 1 full cycle has gone through. Go.
Untap. Something happens when this creature untaps. Whenever this creature becomes untapped, put 2 1/1 counters on it. And then gain 2 life and draw a card.
That's a really cool card.
Yes, and again, for not so much mana.
No. 2 mana.
And this is every time she becomes untapped, so all
Yep.
I have to do is attack with her.
Don't forget dog meat.
I will not forget dog meat. And I draw a card, right?
And you draw a card.
And I draw a card. Okay.
We still got 8 people watching. Thank you, all 8 people.
They come and go. They come and go. But thank you everyone who's been tuning in and watching. And all of you who are watching this as a rerun, thank you as well. Let's see. Dog meat, you say.
Well, just don't forget him because he's your commander.
Commander Dog Meat.
Commander Dog Meat.
Doo, doo, doo.
When he enters the battlefield, mill 5 cards, then return an aura or equipment card from your graveyard to your hand.
Creature.
2,
Sorcery.
3, there's an aura.
Enchantment.
4,
Land.
5. Okay, so one of those 2 cards, the aura or equipment,
Let's see which one of these is better.
can go to your hand. Enchant creature you control. When Mantle of the Ancients enters the battlefield, return any number of target aura and or equipment cards that could be attached to enchanted creature from your graveyard to the battlefield attached to enchanted creature. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 for each aura and equipment attached to it. What? That's ridiculous. Enchant a creature. When Mantle of the Ancient enters the battlefield, return... Okay, only when it enters the battlefield. And you declare that one of your creatures is enchanted. So then return any number of target aura and or equipment cards that could be attached to the enchanted creature from your graveyard to the battlefield, attached to the creature, and then it gets +1/+1 for each aura and equipment attached to it.
That's a mouthful.
That's just ridiculous. Okay, and the next one is Champion's Helm. Equipped creature gets +2/+2. As long as equipped creature is legendary, it has hexproof. It can't be the target of spells or abilities your opponents control. And that costs equip 1.
That's pretty cool, too.
I would do
You would go for
this one because this one's going back into your graveyard. And if you play that, you'll be able to pull every single one. You'll be able to pull it back out and equip it without paying its mana cost.
A dog appeared in the doorway.
Hi, sweetheart.
No, she looks like dog meat.
So yeah.
Okay, graveyard, I will take this.
That goes into your hand, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, from your graveyard. Wait, no, hang on a second.
Yeah, from
so,
the graveyard
oh yeah,
to your
dog meat.
hand.
Sorry, I was looking at the wrong card.
Dog meat.
Yeah, from your graveyard to your hand. And then whenever a creature you control that's enchanted or equipped attacks, so that's enchanted.
This is going to attack this turn.
Then create a junk token. And remember, you can do stuff with your junk tokens. You don't have a lot of mana though, so you may not want to until you have a lot of mana.
Yeah, not yet. I'm attacking you with this creature.
To make this easier, just because you're gonna have a tough time getting it back, just tap the creature.
Okay.
And you can put the equipment underneath.
Okay, I'm attacking you with this creature.
And that creature is 5/5.
5/5, correct.
I will eat 5 points of damage.
Nom nom. And I get a junk token. Junk token. Your turn.
Untap. Upkeep. Draw. This is new. Corpsejack Menace. If one or more +1/+1 counters would be put on a creature you control, twice that many are put on instead. Okay, so it's kind of like the snake, but the snake applied to players as well.
The snake got out of control fast.
Yeah. Now, I must resolve my rad counters. So I will mill 2 cards, land, and an instant. And because of the instant, I will take 1 point of damage, and I will lose 1 life.
Wait, you lose 1 life?
That's how rad counters work. Yeah, you lose 1 rad counter, and you lose 1 life.
You lose life, you get... Yeah, okay, I'm with you.
Yep. And I don't have land. I didn't draw land, so I'm actually going to... Let's see, what are we going to do here? From battlefield under control, tapped. All right, we'll use his ability in a minute. Let's see what else I've got that I can... Let's see what else I've got that I can do stuff with here. 1, 2, 3, 4... Oh, let's show this one. This is new. As Struggle for Project Purity enters the battlefield, choose Brotherhood or Enclave. Brotherhood, at the beginning of your upkeep, each opponent draws a card. You draw a card for each card drawn this way. Oh, interesting. Enclave, whenever a player attacks you with 1 or more creatures, that player gets twice that many rad counters.
Brotherhood makes sense in a 4-player deck, in a 4-player game, I think.
Enclave is interesting. If you attacked me with like 4 creatures, you would get 4 rad counters. That's messed up.
I think you will choose that one.
But not this turn.
Not today.
Okay. We're going to... What are we going to do here? We're not attacking because... Oh, you're messing it up.
I'm trying to fix it.
You're making it... Okay. No, it's fine. I can see it on the screen.
What you got?
I'm trying to figure out how to spend my mana here. Okay, we're definitely going to play the Gull. So, let's see. Now, my land is weird. So, let's see. We want blue and... I'm going to tap him to add 2 colorless. So, with a blue and a colorless, I will play Vexing Radgull. We saw that one earlier.
Yes, I remember him.
It's a gull with flying, and if it deals combat damage, then player gets rad counters. If they don't have rad counters. Otherwise, proliferate. So now I still have 1 colorless mana in my pool. And I will spend that colorless mana to tap that, which now gives me a black and a green. And I will use that to equip my Vexing Radgull with a Power Fist.
Oh, that I pictured that.
You picture a seagull with a power fist?
Yes.
Blam! I love the way this dude is just straight clocking that death claw like Conan did the camel.
I love that scene.
Equipped creature has trample, and whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, put that many +1/+1 counters on it. Costs 2 mana to equip it.
Power Fist is another very cool game reference.
So I will now tap to, let's see, do I want to equip it now or do I want to play something else? I could get an Acolyte out there. Each creature you control with a counter on it has ward 1. Whenever it becomes the target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, counter it unless that player pays 1 mana. Tap to put a +1/+1 counter on target creature that entered the battlefield this turn. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and pay 2 more mana to get that out there, just so that I can use that tap ability if I play a creature next turn. Now, that prevents me from equipping Power Fist, but that's okay. I'm also going to tap my Tato Farmer to put land that I milled onto the battlefield tapped. Now, this is interesting. This comes back to the stack. You may have Mariposa Military Base enter the battlefield tapped. If you do, you get 2 rad counters. Now, I'm not choosing to put it on the battlefield tapped. It has to go onto the battlefield tapped because of this. Therefore, that ability doesn't apply.
That makes sense.
So that's just going to go over here. And you may go.
Thank you. For those of our audience members who don't know much about Magic the Gathering, what would you say the ratio is between deck building skills and luck in this game?
Are you asking people who know Magic or who don't?
People who don't know Magic. Like, for those who are thinking about joining Magic, like, how much of this is just chance and how much of this is already strategy built into the game and built into the deck?
I'm not allowed to answer because I already know about Magic. You're doing some damage to me today.
Yes, I am. Oh, she became untapped.
Oh no.
So yeah, put 2/1/1 counters on it. Gain 2 life.
Man, that's
Gain 2
harsh.
life.
She's 7/7.
Yeah, and I draw a card. Tap land that comes in. Yeah, this is a super powerful card. I'm going to take her from under the counters and show her again. It seems like a basic creature card. I mean, it says legendary creature, but it's a 3 mana card. I didn't pay much attention to it when I just looked through the deck for the first time. But this card is turning out to be very powerful.
I have nothing with removal. I can't destroy.
You can't destroy her?
Destroy her, yeah. I need to be able to.
Okay, let's see. I have some junk tokens here. I have my commander. I have this.
Oh, I totally forgot about my commander.
Oh, yeah, you never put him out.
I'm like scrambling trying to come up with a defensive strategy against you.
I will put out another... another creature?
Armory Paladin, Trample. Whenever you cast an aura or equipment spell, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card until the end of your next turn. You have that in... That's basically the same function as a junk token.
Yeah, basically.
Oh, but except you can play with a junk token, you can play on this turn. But with that one, you can play until the end of your next turn.
Yeah.
That's cool, because you might not have the mana to do it this turn.
Plus, he is a 3/3 creature.
Mm-hmm.
So that's quite cool. That's a new game mechanic that I'm not familiar with in standard decks. And let's see, what do you have there? Oh, you have more things that you can block with now.
Yeah, I'd have to sacrifice them.
Though she's getting quite big.
Well, but she doesn't have trample, does she?
She does not have trample, no.
Oh, and she can't be blocked except by 2 or more creatures anyway.
She has menace.
I would lose my 2 creatures that I have that I'm trying to build an attack strategy with. So probably if you attack me, I'm just going to eat the damage.
Oh, no, I have. I will attack with her and place another junk counter. Do we have any more junk counters?
Yeah, I've got some. There you go.
Junk counter. Okay, I'm attacking with this 7/7 creature?
Yep, and I'm going to eat 7 points damage because
Nom nom.
I got to try and make... Gotta make it work. Done?
Yes.
All right.
For now.
Yeah. Potato farmer. I have 1 rad token, so I need to mill.
I have no rads.
And I got a land, so I don't take any damage and I don't lose a radiation counter. Oh, and actually I didn't draw. Untap, upkeep, draw, resolve that. And I drew this poor person.
Oh, it is a poor person.
She looks like a vault dweller.
Very sad.
So it's a curse. Enchant player. At the beginning of each end step, enchanted player mills X cards, where X is the number of cards put into their graveyard from anywhere this turn. Interesting. So enchanted player. So if I enchanted Noodle at the beginning of each end step.
Mine and yours.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Noodle has to mill X cards, where X is the number of cards put into their graveyard. And I think there refers to the enchanted player.
Yes, yes.
From anywhere this turn. So if I had a card that could put cards from my graveyard into her graveyard, she would have to mill cards additionally to do that. Milling is an interesting strategy. It doesn't really work with a Commander series, the Commander format, but milling, well, if you run out of cards in your deck and you then have to draw and you don't have any cards to draw, then you lose the game. Now, there are 100 cards here, so it's unlikely that milling is going to be a game-winning strategy, but it is a strategy for, well, as you see, for lots of other stuff.
We have some new people joining and saying hello in the chat. Hello, people.
Hello. Thank you for joining. We are playing the Mutant Menace and the Scrappy Survivors Fallout decks. So Lisa's commander is Dogmeat, and my commander is the Wise Mothman, who I don't have out at the moment.
This is game 2. I got completely obliterated on round 1 in game 1. And now I'm kind of in the lead in this second game. So we'll see
I'm
what
in trouble.
happens.
I'm in trouble. Okay, well, we're going to tap Homie here to pull out land. Oh, it goes on the battlefield tapped. Blech. Oh, I didn't actually consider his landfall attribute. Tap.
Oh.
Yeah, so tap. I get some land, but it goes on the battlefield. Tapped. And I may get 2 rad counters.
Do you want them?
I'm going to choose not to take them just because
Because your health is a little low.
Yeah, I'm hurting. I don't really have a lot that I can do to get...
You have something with flying.
Counters. They don't have any rad counters. There's proliferation. Permanents get each counter already there. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature that entered the battlefield this turn. Can I get a creature out there this turn? Struggle. That's a creature. That's an enchantment. I only have 1 creature. Corpsejack Menace. Okay, let's see what we can do. I'm gonna tap for 2 colorless. And 1 more colorless, and that gives me a black and a green. So 2 colorless, a black and a green, and I'm going to go with Corpsejack Menace.
Oh.
Corpsejack Menace. If 1 or more +1/+1 counters would be put on a creature you control, twice that many +1/+1 counters are put on it instead. Okay.
Interesting.
So Corpsejack Menace goes out here. We're going to tap this Chica here to put a +1/+1 counter on target creature that entered the battlefield this turn. That's going to be him, but he's going to get 2 +1/+1 counters. So he's now 6/6.
Okay, that happened quickly.
Yep. Now, we're going to tap 2 more mana, and we're going to equip my Radgull
Radgull.
So my Radgull now has a Power Fist.
I just can't get over that image.
Equipped creature has Trample, and whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, put that many +1/+1 counters on it. And we're now going to...
Bam! Just like that.
We're not going to hit you for 1 point of... Well, we're going to attack. Do you wish to respond?
I have nothing with reach, so I will take it.
And you have no mana, and you don't have an instant that can destroy or anything like that, right?
Actually, now that you mention it...
I should have kept my mouth shut.
Thank you.
No, don't exile my power-fisted Radgull. Son of a... Vault Dweller. Oh, man. Exile...
All he had to do was keep his mouth shut. I had forgotten that I have that in my hand.
Exile target creature. Its controller... This is the same one that has the lion that's disappearing that we were going through last night. Exile target creature. Its controller may search their library for a basic land card, put that card onto the battlefield tapped, and then shuffle. She exiled my Vexing Radgull.
Bam to you.
Man.
I'm sorry. He was very cool. He had like the whole Popeye thing going.
Yeah. Okay, well, make that go away. What do I want? I want a swamp.
You don't have anything like exile, do you?
Okay, it goes onto the battlefield tapped. Man, I had such a cool strategy. And then we're going to shuffle. Oh, God.
DQ.
Throwing cards on the floor. Here, why don't you bring out the shuffler and just shuffle this once? It'll be faster.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't have to move anything. You can just put it on top.
Okay.
We'll be right back. Well, not right back.
After
but
these messages.
Yeah, we're gonna mute while the great shuffle beast goes.
Just once?
Yeah, once is fine. And then I'll just cut. Okay. What am I left with? I got one...
Feathers. You're left with feathers.
Left with feathers, yes. That's so
splatter.
disappointing. There's nothing else I can do. You may go. I should have just played my Mothman.
Untap.
Man!
Untap.
I'm still going to win.
2/2. No, you're not. How are you going to win?
What, do you get two counters now?
2 +1/+1 counters. I gain 2 life.
That's 3. Because the double tap... No, 2. There you go.
Yeah, the double tap was crazy.
The double tap registers, but also expands the screen.
I gain 2 life. I draw a card.
Well rested, man.
And I get another junk counter.
I gotta destroy that thing.
Well rested is officially my favorite card.
Okay, so let's use the junk counters here. Do you have something in your hand that you want to play?
Yes.
Oh.
I have an enchantment.
Okay, never mind then. I wanted to see the junk counters at work.
Oh, okay. Yeah, for the sake of a demonstration, let's.
So tap and sacrifice. So it gets tapped and then sacrificed.
Tapped and he goes away.
He goes away.
Okay.
Exile the top card of your library. You may play that card this turn.
Okay.
Show it.
This is the card that I had trouble understanding the meaning.
Oh, this card is redonkulous.
Yes, now that I understand the meaning, it's a little bit obscene.
Okay, split second. We talked about the stack earlier. Split second is a mechanic that basically invalidates the stack. Once this card is in play, everything stops until this card is resolved. For each aura and equipment you control, you may attach it to a creature you control. Now, the language of Magic the Gathering is really important.
It's like lawyer speak.
It's like lawyer speak, but it needs to be precise. So, for each aura and equipment you control, the definition of control is you control it. So it's either in her deck or on the battlefield.
Or in my hand.
Or in her hand. So this is an instant. She could... I can't believe I made you do this.
Nice, they say.
All right. Well, let's watch me get destroyed. Let's do it.
Okay.
Are you gonna cast it?
Yes, I'm going to cast it.
Okay, cast it.
Cast it.
I mean, it's an instant, so it doesn't actually have to sit on the battlefield.
Okay.
And now she's going to search her library and everything, and basically every single aura and equipment she controls, she's going to attach to a creature that she controls.
Well, these three.
This would be excellent in combination with that DJ who got like
three dog
who got weird boosts for auras and stuff.
Okay, enchantment.
Let's just start going through
Enchantment.
some of these. So auras, yeah, specifically auras.
Oh, only auras.
Aura, enchant creature. When Grim Reaper's Sprint enters the battlefield, untap each creature you control. If it's your main phase, there's an additional combat phase after this main phase. Enchanted creature gets +2/+2 and has haste. So let's go there.
So we're only looking for auras?
Auras or equipment.
Or equipment. Okay.
Enchanted creature gets +2/+0 and has trample. When Rancor is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, return it to its owner's hand. Enchanted creature has, whenever this creature attacks alone, it gets +X/+X until end of turn, where X is the number of non-land permanents you control. Oh, actually, hold on a second. I've got to be wrong about control then. Because we understand this one, for non-land permanents you control, they're actually on the battlefield.
Oh.
They're not in your deck. We're wrong.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay, so everything that's out on the playing field.
Yeah, so everything, so inventory management would allow you to take anything that is out on the battlefield. Well, you just ate the one that she had well rested.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Scratch that, kids. We got overexcited about the definition of control. All right. So they have to be on the battlefield.
Forget everything we said.
So now you don't actually have to, so you don't have any other equipment out there. And so you don't have to cast this.
I don't have to cast it. I can just keep it in my hand.
It's just, well, no, you exile it. You may play it this turn.
Oh, okay.
So you're choosing not to play it, so it's exiled. So exile by sticking it in your graveyard sideways, so that you know it's exiled.
Okay. So
and then do another one.
Okay, another.
Yeah, so tap, sacrifice, exile the top card of your library. You may play it this turn.
Okay, this is a land.
Did you already play a land?
I did not.
So play a land. You may play it this turn. Now, I think will count as a land because
yes, I believe
it doesn't say put it onto the battlefield.
Yeah.
Do you want to do another one?
Sure.
Okay.
Another one.
So tap, sacrifice. These are junk tokens, and this is how. Will you align that for me? This is how a junk token gets resolved and allows you to do cool things. Like, it's basically drawing, and you can either use it this turn or not use it this turn. And if you don't use it this turn, well, then it goes away forever. You want to do the last one?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Another land. I'll exile it.
Okay.
And this is one of my junk tokens that goes away. I'm not 100% sold on that control thing, but I'm like 99% sold that this is the right way.
We know that other card would not allow you to search your deck. Yeah, so control has to be here.
Okay. I will.
Think about that. That card would just be way too powerful then, because you could just pull out 35 equipments and destroy me. Mm-hmm. But it does give you a reason to put equipment out on the battlefield if you can draw that card.
Okay.
We were watching a YouTube video earlier where some guys were discussing it, and the way that they described it was just take everything you have, attach it, and then like win the game.
Yeah.
So we
assumed.
We understood that to be take the stuff that's in your deck as well. Cage Brawler. Is this Kate or Calf? Kate?
Kate. Cage Brawler.
As long as it's your turn, Kate has Indestructible. Whenever Kate attacks, you and defending player each draw a card, then discard a card. Put 2+1/+1 counters on Kate if you discarded the card with the highest mana value among the cards or tied for highest. That's interesting. As long as it's your turn, he has Indestructible. Whenever he attacks, you and defending player each draw a card and then discard a card. So there's a little bit of a gambling aspect to it. And if you got the higher mana cost card, then you get 2+1/+1 counters on Homeboy there.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and I also wish to play this card.
Pure Steel Paladin. Whenever an equipment enters the battlefield under your control, you may draw a card. And then Metalcraft. Equipment you control have equip 0 as long as you control 3 or more artifacts. Wow. You don't currently control 3 or more artifacts.
No, but I will soon.
Oh, dude. You just had 4 junk tokens out there.
Yeah.
That would have counted, and then you could have equipped everything for 0 cost.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
But we wanted to do the junk for a demo.
Okay. We're going to have to play another game after this. Because you're going to beat me, probably on this turn.
Yes, I am. I will attack you.
Oh, is that so?
That is so. Payback is coming. I am attacking you with this and this creature.
He has trample?
Yes.
Maybe cast an aura or equipment spell.
And she has menace.
She has menace.
Menace.
Super.
And she...
All right.
and she's 9/9.
Yeah, 9 is a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, so I will block Armory Paladin.
He has trample.
It doesn't matter. I am 6/6.
Okay, he dies.
He dies. He trample all he wants into nothing.
Trample.
And I take 9 points of damage. Ouch.
Nice move, Oscap. Nice move talking me into getting rid of all those junk counters you used.
Yeah, that worked out.
That was just evil. I'm like, I have cards to play. Why don't we get rid of your junk counters first? Okay. Never again. I'm gonna stay up all night training.
Are you done?
Did you take damage for
I took
this?
damage. Yes, I took damage. Do you see how little
okay.
measly life over there?
Measly. Okay, yes, I am
That's
done.
right. I'm like very feeble. I'm like, ouch. Ouch.
Like that?
Yeah, like that. Okay. Since I'm about to die, let's see how exciting we can make it. Untap.
If you're gonna die, die gloriously.
Draw.
I always say.
Blech. Resolve my rad counter. Mill 1. It's a land card. Nothing happens. You tapped, but you've still got a dude over there and another dude over there.
The dudes are emerging.
Twice that many. Each creature you control with the counter on has ward 1. That entered the battlefield this turn. That's not going to be him. I will tap him to bring that land out. And I will go ahead and take my rad counters. No, I won't take my rad. Wait. Can I reach out to extra creature? You know what? I should have brought my Mothman out a long time ago. It would have helped.
I completely forgot about your Mothman. Yes, your Mothman would have helped a lot.
Yeah, it would have helped a lot. Okay, get your commanders out there, kids. I'm gonna go ahead and take. Landfall. Whenever land enters the battlefield under your control, you may get 2 rad counters. So I'm gonna go ahead and take 2 rad counters. And if I'm still alive next turn, then we'll see what that means. I'm going to bring out my Mothman late in the game.
Dogmeat and Mothman don't have to be the commanders for this deck, correct?
Any legendary creature can be the commander.
Okay, so Veronica could have been my commander.
Could have, yeah. So black, green, blue. Let's see, we'll tap black. So you tap that and get black green, and then tap that to get blue, and a colorless. Tap that for a colorless, and we'll bring out the Wise Mothman. Whenever he enters the battlefield or attacks, each player gets a rad counter. So get another rad counter.
This is my first rad counter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And tap to put a +1/+1 counter on target creature that entered the battlefield this turn. So I will tap to put a +1/+1 counter on him, and then based on him, if 1 or more +1/+1 counters would be put twice that many, so he gets that. So he's now 5/5. Woo! And and I will spend 2 more mana. Oh, that's interesting. Pay 5 to draw a card. 5 and tap. This costs 1 less for the rad counters that you have. I have 4 rad counters, right?
Yes.
Let me show that. Like, I'm trying to stay alive here. I am in deep doo-doo. So here I can either tap to add a colorless mana, or I can pay 5 and tap to draw a card. But I have 4 rad counters, and that ability costs less for each rad counter that I have. So go ahead and give it back to me. So I will spend... let's see, I still need 2. I'll tap that to add 2 colorless mana to equip my Mothman with a Power Fist. And
Mothman with a Power Fist.
You know it. And then based on 4 rad counters, I will tap for 1 to tap that to draw a card on the off chance that... Oh, that's very interesting. I didn't actually play a land this turn. I tapped him to take a land and put it on the battlefield.
True, you didn't play a land.
So I drew a land, so I can still play a land, activate landfall, get 2 more rad counters, and cards are milled. Plus one plus counter each with X target creatures. Not sure why I'm so interested in rad counters, but I think it's going to be fun.
You always use rads in the game in Fallout.
I'm like going through my cards here to see if there's anything that gives me... It's not. It's just going to have me mill a bunch of cards, and then this is going to get super punchy next turn, but probably not 50 points of punchy. Probably not 50 points of punchy. And now... God, that's not... It's going to be 11-11 with Trample and Menace.
No Trample, just Menace.
11-11 with Menace. I only have 2 creatures, and you decide how combat damage is dealt. So you could actually kill my Mothman if I blocked with both of these.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm going to die next turn, and it's going to be awesome.
Okay.
Go. Because I just want to see my rad counter magicalness resolve and pretend that I might have lived if I got Mothman out there earlier.
2 counters, 11-11 with Menace. I gain 2 life.
Pay attention, boys and girls. Deal with that shit early in the game.
Junk.
Junk. We like junk.
Okay, I don't really need to play anything. I can just attack you.
Yeah, you can. Oh, resolve your rad counter.
Draw?
Mill 1 card.
Mill 1 card. Oh, that was a good.
That was a bobblehead.
That was a good.
Yeah. So it's non-land,
agility.
so you lose 1 life and you lose 1 rad counter.
Okay.
Okay. What you doing?
I'm thinking.
What's your plan there, Tiger?
I will enchant a creature. I think there's some dog in a cone drama happening downstairs.
One of our dogs periodically goes through a phase where he'll tear all of the fur off of one of his paws, and so we put him in a cone. But he's gotten to where he really likes his cone. He loves his cone. You bring the cone out, and he thinks it's like a cool...
He loves
piece
the cone,
of clothing or something.
Yeah, and it's a fashionable one too. He looks like a dapper vampire wearing it.
Yeah.
I will enchant my 11-11 menace creature with this.
Oh, well, just because it's not enough?
Yes.
Enchanted creature gets +2/+2 and is what, graded?
Goaded.
Goaded. Oh, yeah. Sorry, I can't. Small text.
It's very small.
It attacks each combat if able and attacks a player other than you if able. Oh, you can enchant other creatures.
Aww, this is great. Thank you so much for putting this together.
Oh, you're very welcome. It's our pleasure. Thanks for hanging out and watching us play. So Goaded is interesting. You could enchant one of my creatures, and it would... So if we were playing 4 people, it would be able to attack somebody else. So that's a way to prevent it from attacking you and sending it to attack somebody else. But it's the if able text that means it's not able to attack anybody else, so therefore it has to attack me.
Okay. I'm just using it as a 2/2
You're just using it because you're You're a scorched.
Because I'm an
You're a scorched.
empowered
That's what you are.
woman.
Scorched.
Scorched. Okay, so this is now 13-13 with Menace.
Oh, great. It's 13-13 with Menace.
Yeah, I will attack you with it.
Shoot.
I might as well attack you with everything.
Yeah, you might as well.
Oh, I think he's coming.
He is.
Here he comes.
Oh, that's Shelby. Sweetie, stay.
Stay,
Shelby,
honey.
Shelby.
Oh,
There's like
she's all scared back.
camera cables and stuff. Shelby.
Okay, let me do a dog removal from the studio. Dog removal cast.
That's right. 2 mana, remove all dogs from the recording studio.
Out.
Thank you, dogs. We discovered doors.
She's all disheveled. I think they were playing. That's what we heard.
Oh, okay. So you're attacking me? Now, at this point, I could block, but it's like, what's the point? I'm going to die my next turn anyway. I'd have to block with the 2 creatures that I was trying to build up, so I will just accept my death, and Noodle wins this game.
1-1.
1-1, so we have to do a third.
A third one? Tonight? Are you guys up for another game?
We have 11 people watching.
Okay,
Might as
11
well.
people. Let's do another one.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Last game.
Last game.
After this, we're definitely going to go.
That is how it works with MTG, though. If it's 1-1, you have to play a third game.
Yep.
And we are still discovering new things. Dog Meat wins, so he gets the spotlight.
Okay. Sure. Rub it in.
New rule.
All right, so I learned that I need to get my commander out there soon because
Yes.
he pumps up the rest of my stuff. And I think what you learned is you need to get artifacts and equipment out on the battlefield.
Yes. Yes.
So that you have options, because it's difficult to get a piece of equipment out and equip it in the same turn. So you have to plan ahead. You were a little bit mana starved this time around, I think.
Yes, I was. But I managed because of that repeating, cycling, punch you in the face. Well rested card.
That thing sucked. I don't even know what I've got that can destroy that. There's got to be
it
something
has
in
to
here
be
that can destroy target permanent.
An enchantment removal.
Well, anything. Here we go. So casualties of war. Wow, that's expensive. Choose 1 or more. Oh, that's cool. Show them this.
Okay, 1 second.
I'll let you guys just read it while Noodle shuffles.
Aw, it looks like us. Look how cute.
Aww. So here I could choose 1 or more. Destroy target artifact, creature, enchantment, land, or planeswalker. I could do all of them.
Planeswalkers, we haven't talked about those. I don't even know if we have planeswalkers in these decks.
These decks I don't think, have
Okay.
planeswalkers, because all the planeswalkers are from the MTG universe.
Okay.
All right, I'm looking for something that can destroy
That's a
a
removal.
target permanent. So there, destroy target non-land permanent and proliferate. What? Oh, you want my
your
deck? Oh, put the Atomize back in. Put that card back in too.
Gotta run. Good luck, Dog Meat.
Thanks, MCT60.
Thank you. I think my new Fallout name may become Dog Meat.
Dog meat. That control thing is still disturbing.
The well rested thing? Oh no, the control.
No, the definition of control.
Oh,
I'm
yes,
gonna
yes.
look it up while you're shuffling.
Okay. Do we have an answer?
We have an answer, yeah. It's, so I looked at this page earlier, but it quoted a number of different rules about the definition of ownership and control. A card's owner is the person who owns it. You know, it's at the end of the day, I'm going to walk off with the cards that are in my deck. But it's possible that like you saw earlier, I took...
Wait. I'm making a lot of noise here.
Oh.
And you're saying important stuff.
You saw earlier that I took a card from Noodle's deck and put it on the battlefield. From her graveyard and put it on the battlefield. So at that point, she was the owner, but I was the controller. But there's a... Oh, look at this. They actually just updated the definition of control for the Fallout deck.
Seriously, so what is
For
it?
inventory management, no doubt.
Inventory management, for sure.
A card doesn't have a controller unless that card represents a permanent or spell. In those cases, its controller is determined by the rules for permanents or spells. If anything asks for the controller of a card that doesn't have one, use its owner instead. So the definition of a card that you control is it has to be a permanent or a spell. It has to be on the battlefield.
Okay. So
Or it could be or in the graveyard or... No, it has to be on the battlefield.
Reset.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, somebody said earlier it's for inventory management.
Yep.
Okay, who starts? You start.
I choose.
You choose.
And I will let you start.
Okay, and for those of you just joining, we're playing the new Fallout Commander decks. I am playing the Dogmeat one, and Oscapt is playing the Mothman deck.
She's playing Scrappy Survivors, and I'm playing Mutant Menace.
And the score so far is 1-1, so we're playing game 3.
Yep.
You said I start?
Well,
You.
you start, correct.
Okay,
So, yeah, don't draw.
so don't draw. Land, go.
Draw. Land. Actually, is that the land I want to play? Oh, no, that's not the land I want to play. I want to play, remember this one? Bartek loved that card.
Oh, yes, I do remember this one.
So, it's a land, but... oh, actually, you can't tap first. Yeah, I don't want to play that one.
It's still very cool. Do you want to say
Oh, wait, no,
something?
land can tap.
Land can tap right away,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay, right. Land can tap right away. Land doesn't have summoning sickness.
Yes.
Okay, so I'll play that. I'll tap it and sacrifice it to search my deck for a basic land card and put it onto the battlefield tapped. The reason I'm doing this is because I can't play anything this turn, and I don't have any real... I don't have very much mana in my hand. So this allows me to get a land card out. That's a basic land card. Go. Since I can't play anything this turn anyway, next turn I'll untap it and it'll be fine.
Land, green or white. And I wish to play an artifact. This is a brand new Fallout artifact. This is Pip-Boy.
Ooh. We haven't seen this one before. Whenever
Wow.
equipped creature attacks, choose one. I can't read those. Set inventory? Search? Very small text.
They're even smaller. They get
Yeah,
smaller
for those of you who are
and
just joining, I have a monitor across the room. It's about 10 feet away from me, and it's showing what you guys are seeing. And so, like, I'm reading the card off of that. And sometimes the text is really small.
And I'm wearing glasses.
Sort inventory. Draw a card and then discard a card. Pick a perk. Put a +1/+1 counter on a creature. And on that creature. And check map. Untap up to 2 target lands. Cool.
Whenever equipped creature attacks, I can play him without equipping him onto a creature.
Yeah,
right?
equipment goes on the battlefield,
Okay.
and then you have to pay to equip
To equip him.
to equip
Okay,
him
that's
onto
what I
something.
thought. Just get him out there.
Get him out there so you can use him later.
Okay, your turn.
Untap, upkeep, draw. Oh, that's interesting. Now I'm only getting land.
It's my amazing shuffle.
Yeah. Forest or an island. That's not helpful. Can't signet, forest. Okay. We'll put a forest out. Go. Actually, lie. Tap. Sorry.
Lying to your wife.
Artifact. Mana dork. Go.
Okay. draw. I will play another land, and I will play Bobblehead Agility.
Bobbleheads seem to stack really well with other bobbleheads, something that we don't have in the Fallout games, but that they built into the MTG stuff. So you can tap to add 1 mana of any color, so you're just a mana dork. And for 3 mana and tap, up to X target creatures you control each gain haste until end of turn and can't be blocked this turn except by creatures with haste, where X is the number of bobbleheads you control as you activate this ability.
That's quite cool. That's potentially very powerful.
Haste is a mechanic that allows a creature that was just put onto the battlefield to attack on the same turn.
That's all I can do. Your turn.
Untap, upkeep, draw. Oh, I drew him. We haven't seen him yet.
Oh, yes. He's wonderful.
Agent Frank Horrigan, legendary mutant warrior. He has trample, and he has indestructible as long as it attacked this turn. Whenever Agent Frank Horrigan enters the battlefield or attacks, proliferate twice. Proliferate is a mechanic where anything that gets a counter, so choose any number of permanents and or players, and then give each another counter of each kind already there. Now he's a 7 mana cost creature, so it's going to take a while for me to get to where he could be out there.
Yeah, he's like a behemoth.
Yeah.
But he's very interesting.
Okay, so I'm going to play this land, which would enter the battlefield tapped unless I control a forest or an island, which is specifically why I played that forest last turn.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to spend 3 mana to play a glowing one.
Oh.
He has Death Touch. If he touches anything, he does combat damage to any creature, even if it's bigger than him, that creature will die. Whenever Glowing One deals combat damage to a player, they get 4 rad counters. Whenever a player mills a non-land card, you gain 1 life.
Huh. He is going to be problematic.
Go.
Okay. Untap. Draw. Land. Creature.
Armory Paladin. We saw that one last game.
Yes, he has trample.
Whenever you cast an aura or equipment spell, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card until the end of your next turn.
That is it. That is all.
Untap, upkeep, draw. Oh, wow. There you go. Needed that last time.
Oh, my.
This is an instant. Destroy target artifact or creature. It cannot be regenerated. Dun, 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 dun. 3/3/2/2. Whenever a player mills a non-land card, you gain 1 life. That seems pretty valuable. So this guy's attribute is good enough that I'm not going to attack with him because she could block with her paladin and he would die, and that doesn't help me.
Thank you kindly.
What color lands do you have over there?
I have white. I have every color that my deck offers. White, green and red.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And colorless.
And colorless.
Yes.
Okay. All right. You know what? What are we gonna do here? We got to get sneaky and crafty, kids.
Sneaky and crafty. We have some people joining who don't know anything about MTG. Thank you guys so much for tuning in as well. Yeah. And thank you for watching this channel, for supporting this channel.
Yeah,
if you have
Prince Julius.
any questions about the game at all, please feel free to ask us live or scan through this stream from the beginning where we explain the rules a little bit in more detail.
If you live in a major city, there is guaranteed to be at least one store somewhere in your city that does Magic the Gathering events. The MTG community is fantastic, and just find that store and ask them when they're having events And you just go down there on like a Friday night or a Sunday afternoon or something, and there will be tons of people playing Magic, all of whom will be more than happy to explain stuff to you, help you out. Yes. They want you to enjoy the game, and even the people who run the store will be happy to sit you down and explain stuff.
Yes.
So look, if you're interested in playing and you don't have anybody to play with, that's a great way to get started. That's how we got started in Poland.
We often talk about how cool the Fallout community is, that it's very friendly and people are just very supportive of each other. That's quite unusual for a gaming community. The Magic community is very much like that as well. So the two of them merging makes perfect sense.
Yeah. Man, I got all this land that I don't know what to do with.
You don't know what to do with land? That's not a problem. Land is good. You can play your giant behemoth thing.
Okay, so we're going to go 6, 3. I'm not going to do anything this turn.
Okay.
Go.
And for those of you just joining, we also have a poll happening in the live chat. And so far, it's really positive. People are talking about loving the game, the merge of the two worlds, and also loving the art. This land is actually interesting. I'm going to put it here.
Terramorphic Expanse. Tap, sacrifice Terramorphic Expanse, search your library for a basic land card, put it onto the battlefield, tapped, and then shuffle. That's the same as the first land card that I played.
Yeah.
Evolving Wilds or something? Yeah.
It's the same mechanic.
Same mechanic.
So whenever... this is a 3-color game deck, so when I'm low on just green, like last time, this is good.
Yes and no. I would do that now, though, because you did play. It counts as a land that you played this turn. And,
so use it now?
Or use it in response to anything before your next turn, so that you can untap that land and use it on your next turn.
And have it as a land.
Yeah.
Okay, I will do it now.
Okay, so tap, sacrifice, go search. Go dig through your deck. Sacrifice is just...
So this time I'm actually low on red. So I will search... Wait, did it say basic or any?
Basic land.
Basic. I was going to be clever and pick up one that gives me any color.
No, they
know.
They're like the IRS. Like, if you can think of it, they've already thought of it.
Yes, the wizards are very much like the IRS.
Goes on the battlefield tapped.
I have an enchantment. I will enchant.
Oh, dude. I should have played my Mothman last turn.
Yes, you should have. I will play this enchantment onto my creature.
Enchant creature. It has, whenever this creature attacks alone, it gets +X until end of turn, where X is the number of non-land permanents you control. Wow.
Someone just joined and said, love it. Totally clueless, but love it. This is overwhelming. This is a lot to take in. So there will be more games for sure. And once we train up a bit, we'll be able to share some specific game mechanics.
From this deck.
From this deck, yes. From this deck.
Once we've played a few more games with these decks and we understand some of how their combos work.
Okay, now that I've enchanted my creature, I will attack with this creature who has trample. And whenever this creature attacks alone, as he attacks right now, he will get +X until the end of turn, where X is the number of non-land permanents. So I have 3 permanents?
You have 4 permanents.
This counts?
Yes, it is a permanent. It is on the battlefield and it is not a land.
Oh, you know what? I also neglected my commander. Okay, so he gets
+4 until end of turn.
Yeah, so I'm not going to give him counters. We just know.
So he has 7/7 and trample. If I were to block, this has death touch. It will kill, but he only has 2 points of toughness. So this is 7. This is 2. 5 points of damage are going to pass through to me. But Noodle made a mistake.
Oh, wait. We have to say goodnight to Prince Julius, who's in the Netherlands.
Oh, wow. Thanks for joining, Prince Julius.
Yeah, he says I will watch from the start tomorrow. It's getting late here in the Netherlands. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Sweet dreams.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, what did I make a mistake on?
Well, you failed to note that I have lots of mana.
Yes.
What does it usually mean when somebody has lots of mana?
They can pay for some stupid removal spell.
They can pay for some stupid removal spell.
Let's see the stupid removal spell.
2,
No,
3.
no.
Earlier in the stream, we explained
I'm
this.
going to put the counters on him just so that they can see what you're about to destroy.
It's only until end of turn.
I know. It's for the
Earlier in the
visual.
stream, we talked about the stack. The stack is how actions resolve. So an action goes on a stack, and then another action goes on top of the stack, and then another action goes on top of the stack. So Noodle has declared an attacker, and because it attacked alone, it received some extra stuff. And now I am going to cast Putrefy, which is an instant, which means I can cast it at any time in response to anything as long as I have the mana to pay for it. Destroy target artifact or creature. It cannot be regenerated. I'm going to destroy Armory Paladin.
No.
So Armory Paladin goes to the graveyard, and now, as the stack resolves, there is no longer a creature to attack me.
Crap.
And the enchantment... Oh, don't do that. The enchantment goes to the graveyard as well because it's not equipment.
Because it's not attached to anything. Well, that sucked.
That is why, generally, if you know that you're going to get beat down by somebody, you should keep some mana and keep some removal.
Oh.
Okay.
I think we're free of dogs now. I'm going to open the door because it's getting hot in here.
Okay. Yeah, we have giant lights on either side of us, and cameras and computers and stuff like that. Oh, stacked up. It's because it's almost 4:30.
I'm going to run downstairs, see if they need to go out.
Okay. Okay. Is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
All right. Noodle is going downstairs to attend to the needs of the dogs who probably really want to go outside because we've been doing this for 4.5 hours now. We sat down at 12:30, a half hour before the stream started, so that we made sure that everything was all set. And literally for the last 20 minutes, we're like, da-da-da, 15 minutes, da-da-da, 11 minutes. And then we started. So Noodle says her turn is done. I destroyed her creature, and so now it's me. So untap, upkeep, draw. Oh, we have a Saga. Okay. These are crazy. This is not new to the Fallout game, but it's a very complex mechanic. And honestly, I had not seen these before. I was reviewing all of the cards in the deck a couple of days ago, and I looked this up, which is the only reason I can explain it. So don't think I'm smart. As this saga, that's really hard to read. As this saga enters, and after your draw step, add a lore counter, and then sacrifice after chapter 3. So think of this as like a saga. It's got chapters. So it comes onto the battlefield, and we do chapter 1. Gain control of target non-mutant creature for as long as you control Vault 87, which is what this card is. Then the next turn, after my draw step, you know how you keep hearing me say untap, upkeep, draw? It's because there are phases. There are phases in each turn. So you untap, upkeep, do any maintenance work that your cards might need, your characters, your creatures, and then draw a card. Then it's first main phase, so you can play a land. You're only allowed to play one land per turn, and then you can cast creatures and stuff with mana. Then there's the combat phase, and then there's a second main phase. So if you haven't played a land, you could play a land then, and then you do cast some more creatures and other spells and stuff. And then the end phase, where all the creatures heal of any damage that didn't kill them, and then the turn passes to the next player. So in my next draw step, we would do chapter 2. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. It becomes a mutant in addition to its other types. And then my next draw step, draw cards equal to the greatest power among mutants you control. Cool. So that is a saga. And I'm not going to play it now because Noodle doesn't have any creatures. If I had done this, this is a 5. I could play for it. Yeah, so I'll keep that. We've got, this guy is 7. We've got some land. So let's get a land out there. And I'm going to bring out my Mothman, my commander. So he requires a blue, a black, a green, and a colorless. So it can be any. When we say colorless mana, there are some cards that specifically create colorless mana, and there are some things that require colorless mana. So you see it says tap, add, and it's got the little symbol with like a little diamond in it.
That's my glasses.
So that's colorless mana. But in cards, like this, you see that in the top right corner, there's a blue, a green, and a black, and then it just says 1, and it's just gray. So I need 1 blue, 1 green, 1 black, and 1 of any color, which can be colorless or colored. So it's a subtle distinction between colorless and any mana. Oh my gosh, the dogs are going to attack again. I hear them running up here. They're very excited. So you hear me say I'm going to tap 1 for colorless mana, and that's what I mean by that. So when he enters the battlefield or attacks, each player gets a rad counter.
These dogs have trample.
These dogs do have trample.
Okay, I'm back.
You're back.
What did I miss? Did I get attacked?
You did not get attacked.
I got a rad counter, I see.
Yep, because Mothman has entered the battlefield.
Okay, okay.
And that is it.
Okay, my turn?
Yes, your turn. I drew a saga, so I spent some time explaining what a saga is.
I'll have to watch that part of the show because I still don't know what a saga is. Okay, I have much land this turn. Oh,
yes, resolve that. So mill 1 card. Why is that card
I
face
don't
up?
know.
What is that?
It's an artifact.
But was it?
Yeah, it was face up from the shuffle.
Oh, okay. So you milled that. It's a non-land permanent. Therefore, you lose 1 life and you lose your rad counter.
Oh no, no dogs and combs here.
And then whenever 1 or more non-land cards, can you put Mothman there? Foxtail, no, buddy. Foxtail, no.
Oh no, 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 no.
Foxtail, no. You will destroy things, buddy.
Out.
Out. Why don't you lounge them?
Dogs, come here.
Okay, sorry, Lisa. Noodles. Noodles got to go downstairs. She's going to put the dogs in the guest bedroom because they're starting to. It's close to dinner time, and they are ridiculous at their ability to keep time. I don't know how or why. Oh, did you put them in our room?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dishwater there.
I don't know how
420
or
dogs.
why, but they know we start making dinner at 4:30, and on the dot at 4:20 they start coming in, being like, "Hey, time to get to work. Time to get to work. Time to get to work. Start making food." All right, so Mothman,
Yes.
whenever 1 or more non-land cards are milled, put a +1/+1 counter on each of up to X target creatures, where X is the number of non-land cards milled this way. So I get to put a +1/+1 counter on somebody, and I'm going to put it on him.
The gooey guy.
And then whenever a player mills a non-land card, I gain 1 life.
Oh, interesting.
And it begins.
And it begins. Are you attacking?
It's your turn.
It's my turn?
Yeah, all that happened because...
Oh, that's right. I did the...
All of that happened because of what you did.
Oh, yes, that's right. That's all I have.
Oh, you can't play a creature or anything?
No, I cannot.
Oh, I'm sorry. So you're done?
Yes.
Okay. You sounded so sad over there.
Yes, I'm very sad.
No, I can't. Okay, untap, upkeep,
nothing.
draw. And I will now resolve my rad counter by milling 1 card, which is a non-land card. I lose a rad counter. I lose 1 life, but I also gain 1 life, so they get canceled out. And a non-land card was milled, so I get to put a +1/+1 counter onto somebody. And I will put it on...
Him again.
Yeah, I'm going to put it on him because you're going to get something stupidly powerful out there that I'm going to need to deal with.
Yeah, like more land.
Powerful land.
Very powerful land. I can throw dirt at you.
Yep. Okay.
Rocks.
So now I will play a land, and I'm going to attack with both of these.
I will exile one of them.
No! Damn it! Damn it!
Come on, what did you say? Did we not learn a lesson? I love you.
Stupid exiled card out of here. Oh, man.
Where's my stupid exile card?
It's right here.
Oh. I love you.
Okay. Well, you still take 3 points of damage.
Okay.
You're like, whatever. Man. You probably would have exiled him anyway, even if he wasn't attacking.
Yeah, I just wanted it to
1,
be
2,
glorious.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
And dramatic.
Oh, I totally did that wrong. Son of a
Bubblehead.
monkey thing.
Son of a monkey thing?
Son of a monkey thing. All right. Let's see. I played a land. That was nice.
You attacked.
I attacked. I'm now trying to decide what I want to do here.
And you die.
Shoot. Okay. There were a number of different ways that I could have done this, but it's fine. So we're gonna 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to play Agent Frank Horrigan.
Oh, I don't like him. He's big.
You're gonna wish you'd exiled him.
Yeah. But that guy was rapidly growing. That was a problem. I had to get rid of him. I could see into the future that it was getting ugly.
Well, the thing is, he was about to hit you for 4 rad counters,
Yeah.
which then you would have had to mill a bunch of cards, which would have been pumpy to everybody else and stuff. Okay.
Yeah. That's why I got rid of him.
Yeah, that was the right move. All right, Agent Frank Horrigan is out.
Okay.
You may
Hello,
go.
Frankie.
Whenever he attacks, each player gets a rad counter. We didn't do that for him attacking. Which actually... Did you get a rad counter?
No, this
Okay.
is it.
So now that there are rad counters, this actually matters. When he enters the battlefield, proliferate twice.
Oh.
So I didn't bother with it because
yeah.
there were no counters. So proliferate means choose any number of permanents and or players and then give each another counter of each kind already there. So I will choose both of us and I will give each of us another rad counter.
Oh, thank you.
And if that had happened when the zombie mutant guy was out there, then he would have gotten a bunch more of +1/+1 counters as well. Wham.
Are you done?
Yeah.
Okay.
Done. I miss him. The glowing one. Super Mutant Scavenger. We haven't seen that before.
Yes, with trample.
When Super Mutant Scavenger enters the battlefield or dies, return up to 1 target aura or equipment card from your graveyard to your hand. Cool. So the enchantment that we nuked, that was attached to your Paladin Armory dude, you could bring that back, or any other aura or enchantment that is in your in your graveyard.
Order
goes into your hand.
into my hand. Okay, yes, I will bring back this one.
Okay.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it. Yes, yes.
Oh,
that's
you didn't do that part.
Okay, yeah, two
non-land cards, so you lose 2 life, and you lose 2 rad tokens, and because of my Mothman,
No.
I get to put 2 +1/+1 counters. Sorry, I get to put a +1/+1 counter on each of up to 2 target creatures. So I only have 2 creatures, so we're gonna do that.
Okay.
Okay, now it's my turn. So I need to untap, upkeep, draw. Terramorphic Expanse. And now I need to resolve these, so I will mill 2 cards. That is a land, and that is a land. So nothing happens. And now, ladies and gentlemen. What is that? That guy's 5/5?
Yes, he is.
Wow.
With trample.
Okay, well, let's get this land out there. And we will then pay... Let's see, what will we do here? We will pay green and blue. Let's see. That's a blue. That's important. That's the only blue I have. Oh, no, I guess I could do this one here. Okay, blue. We'll tap you for a green. And 3 more mana of some color. To play Vault 87, The Saga.
Wow.
Okay, this is the first saga I've played. Everybody who was watching while you were dealing with the dogs has already seen me go through this. So it comes out, we do chapter 1. Gain control of target. Oh.
Did you do it backwards?
I screwed it up. Gain control of target non-mutant creature for as long as you control Vault 87. That's a mutant.
Okay,
I don't get to control it. I'm not going to play that card.
Don't play it.
Man, I thought I was slick.
You are not. At least not this turn.
Shoot.
Nice try, though.
Why do you have mutants in your deck? Your deck is about...
It's part green. Mutants are green.
But you're a scavenger.
He's a scavenger mutant. Look, super mutant scavenger. See?
Okay, fine. Well, I'm only going to attack you with the thing that has flying then.
Okay. I have no defense against flying, and I have no removal, so I will take it.
So that's 4 points of damage.
3. Oh.
4. All right, so with the blah. Blah. All right, so we're just going to tap for some black and a couple of whatevers. And we'll put this Feral Ghoul out there who's got Menace, and whenever something dies, he gets a +1/+1 counter. And then when he dies, each opponent gets a number of rad counters equal to its power. I think we showed this one before. That's him.
Welcome back.
He's a zombie mutant. The deck that I've been playing, the standard commander deck, is a zombie deck. That thing is sick.
Yeah.
That thing is sick. There's a card out there where you get to put 13 2/2 zombies out there. And then there are other cards where other zombies get +1/+1. So it's like it goes from nothing to suddenly there's a horde of undead marching upon you.
And he was able to give them flying and death touch. It was messed up.
I got him pumped up. So it was 13 3/3 zombies with flying and death touch. It was 39 points of damage in one round.
It was just unnatural.
You may go.
Oh.
I don't know if you're already going.
No, I wasn't going. But I am now. I am very short on creatures. But I do still have this enchantment. So I will enchant this creature and I will attack.
Okay. That enchantment, it has whenever this... Read the text?
Whenever this
drop it there and I'll read it.
attacks...
Whenever this creature attacks it alone, it gets +X/+X until end of turn, where X is the number of non-land permanents you control. Blech. Okay, so he's 5/5, and you control 4 non-land permanents, so he's 9/9.
Yes, 9/9. Do you want me to put some counters on it so that you can have a visual reminder of how big he is?
No. Does he have... And he has trample.
And he has trample.
I'm just going to take it.
Okay.
I'm not afraid of your damage.
Because I was going to use a bobblehead agility on him as well.
To X target creatures you control gain haste until end of turn and cannot be blocked this turn except by creatures with haste, where X is the number
But
of
now
bobbleheads.
I don't have a reason to use it.
Now you don't have to use it. Yeah, so you could have saved the mana.
Yeah.
So I took 9?
You took 9, yeah.
That's a flesh wound.
That's it for me.
Yeah. Okay. So untap, upkeep, draw, and let's resolve my rad counters. Non-land, non-land. I lose 2 life. And I get to put +1/+1 counter on 2 different creatures.
Okay, Mothman can hang out here for a little bit.
Actually, let's go for here. Oh, we didn't do when Mothman enters the battlefield or attacks, each player gets a rad counter. You should have had a rad counter, and I should have had 3.
Okay. So I'll do the card thing.
That was a land.
And then I'll gain a life.
Why would you gain a life? You lose a life. What game are you playing? But you milled... Oh, no, that was a land.
Yes.
No, so non-land is... If it's land, it doesn't matter. You keep the rad counter.
Oh.
And you don't lose a life. Yeah, I milled a land as well, so I keep the rad counter and I don't lose a life. All right, by the third game...
You get a little loopy.
Yeah. All right, so we are
throw cards at
here.
each other.
We have a new card that we haven't seen before.
Ooh, that looks cool. That looks like a Scorch Beast.
We have a Screeching Scorch Beast. It is a bat mutant with flying and menace. Whenever it attacks, each player gets 2 rad counters. When 1 or more non-land cards are milled, you may create that many 2/2 black zombie mutant creature tokens. Do this only once each turn.
Huh.
Cool. So that's 6. That's quite a lot.
But not 9.
Let's see. I don't know why you're tapped. I did not play a land this turn.
Oh man, it would have been so cool to put agility on him. But
Yeah.
you didn't block. I was hoping you would take the bait.
I'm going to play Terramorphic Expanse, tap it, sacrifice to search my library for a basic land card, and put it onto the battlefield tapped. What could I use? I could use another island, I think. Use another island. Goes on the battlefield tapped, and then I'll just shuffle.
Do you want the shuffler or
No, I'll just do a quick shuffle.
do you want to break it up into 2 decks? That seems to work.
I'm just doing a quick shuffle. It's fine. I'm good, yo.
Okay.
I'm good. I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good.
Just checking, just
I'm
checking.
good. I'm going to play this. Let's see. I think I'm going to attack you first.
It's a good time to attack. I have no creatures that are available for blocking.
But you're gonna do that hasty thing again.
Yes, I am.
So I need to expect that I'm gonna eat a bunch of damage.
No.
And doesn't he gets whenever this creature attacks alone, it gets +X/+X. Where X is okay. Well. Oh, you don't have anything that can defend.
No.
Okay, well, so since I know she's gonna make it so that I can't block her 1 creature, I'm just gonna attack her with everything.
Everything.
And
How much is that?
10,
Oh.
14, 17.
Ouch. I have nothing. 17.
Oh, that works. That's interesting.
It does.
How did you get to that?
There's 1, 5, and X.
Oh, X. Okay, cool.
So you can type in the number.
Okay.
Wow, that was horrific.
And so quick.
So quick.
So quick.
It was like
My hallmark. All right, so let's see. We need to add some black. So that's gonna be black. That's gonna be black.
it was like being attacked with a flamer in the face.
And then we need 1, 2, 3, 4 more to bring out the Screeching Scorch Beast.
Oh. It's the squealing Scorch Beast. Squeal, Scorch Beast, squeal!
Squeal! Come on, squeal, Scorch Beast! Okay, I'm done. You may go.
Okay.
Resolve your rad counter after you draw.
Yes.
No, after you draw.
After I draw. Okay,
Yeah.
so I keep this
Non-land?
non-land. Oh, it's Duchess! Can I show her before
Sure.
she gets...
Yeah.
I don't get to play this, but it's Duchess.
Oh, totally. Wayward
Wayward.
Tavern Keep. Hunter for hire. When a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, put a quest counter on it. 1 mana, remove a quest counter from a permanent you control, create a junk token. Oh, okay.
Hello, everyone. Much love. Much love in return.
Hey, Justin. Thanks for joining.
And others whose names are so far away and blurry that I can't see them.
Bintang Warrior. Nice. Welcome, y'all.
Welcome.
Okay, now she milled a non-land. So
Yes.
based on my Mothman thing, I get to put a +1/+1 counter on each of up to 1 creatures. So we're going to do that
But wait,
with...
my rats didn't get resolved yet. It was a non-land, so he goes away and I gain a life.
Okay. And I'm going to put a +1/+1 counter on...
Counter on. Duchess, way cool.
Agent Frank Horrigan.
Yeah, there's some really cool cards in here. Those of you who are just tuning in, I hope you will skim through the show from the beginning to see some of the cards. They're just so beautiful.
Show this. So milling is, for those of you who are joining, milling is an act where a card goes from the deck directly to the graveyard. And milling is a big part of these decks where if a non-land, so for rad counters, you have to mill at the beginning of your turn a number of cards equal to the number of rad counters that you have. For each non-land card that you mill, you lose 1 life and you lose 1 rad counter. But I have things on my side where if non-land cards are milled by anybody, including her or any other player, I get to put +1/+1 counters on things, or other things happen, like with the Scorch Beast. Whenever 1 or more non-land cards are milled, you may create that many 2/2 black zombie mutant creature tokens once per turn. I'm going to go ahead and do that.
Problematic.
So you may continue your turn while I find some mutant zombies.
Okay. I will play a creature. This is a human scout with double strike and trample. Double strike.
The Crimson Caravaner. Double strike and trample. When Crimson Caravaner deals combat damage to a player, create a junk token. Double strike means that it hits for twice its damage. So it actually does whatever its power is, it'll hit twice and do that much damage 2 times.
Needless to say, I have to attack you this turn with this guy.
And you now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 permanents.
Correct. So he attacks alone, therefore he attacks for...
Oh, you want it?
I want it.
You want the credit?
I want the credit.
Okay.
He attacks for 10/10.
And
10/10 and...
I will... He has trample.
He has trample.
I will designate a blocker. My zombie mutant.
Okay. Is that it?
I have designated blockers. Do you wish to do anything else?
Oh, this is a trap.
I don't have any mana, really. I'm not going to do anything.
This is a trap. Help.
I'm just wondering if you're going to spend to...
I was going to, but now it feels like a bolt of lightning is going to hit my agility bobblehead.
I have 1 card and 1 mana.
And you'll pull something out of your sleeve.
Maybe.
Okay, I will pay 3. I will tap. And that will give him haste until the end of turn, and he can't be blocked.
Okay. So he is there. I take 10 points of damage. That's okay.
I don't trust him. Something's amiss here.
I'm okay with it. What else would you like to do?
Nothing.
I am at 1 with my damage.
Can I go home now?
I just want to go back in the vault. Please.
It's scary out here. That is all.
That is all.
That is all.
Untap.
Upkeep.
Upkeep. Draw.
I can't wait to watch this from the beginning. This looks like so much fun.
Draw. Okay, resolve my rad counter. So I gotta mill 1 card. It's a non-land card, so I lose my rad counter. I lose 1 life.
It's been pretty crazy here. This is our 3rd game. So far, the score is 1-1.
I destroyed her the first one. She destroyed me the second one. And now it's pretty even this time around.
Yeah, but it's been brutal here.
Oh, I didn't untap him. Don't know why. Okay. So where are we now? You have 14 over there?
Yeah.
14 points of life. Doesn't make sense to pay the saga. Can I do it? Oh, let's see. I milled a non-land card, so I get to put a +1/+1 on somebody. You don't have any... Oh, you have that creature over there. But I have trample.
I have the double strike and trample creature, yeah.
Double strike!
Double strike!
Each dice with +1 dice. Each one has rad counters. Okay, so I'm going to put...
Do you guys want to place bets on who's going to win this turn?
This turn?
This turn. No, this game, this 3rd game. So far it's been 1-1.
I can't hit you with... I can't hit you with enough to end it, unfortunately. But I can hit you with a lot. So I'm going to hit you... I'm going to roll up on you with a lot. Okay, so... These are my attackers.
2 gamers living in the same house. It gets interesting here.
These are my attackers. First of all, these both have flying. This one has menace.
Okay.
So there's nothing you can do about that. But whenever Screeching Scorch Beast attacks, Squealing Scorch Beast.
Squeal! Squeal!
Whenever Squealing Scorch Beast attacks... Oh, I didn't create another zombie, which I...
Oh, no. Oh, no, the heartbreak.
Yeah. Where's my zombies? There they are.
You have zombie counters in your other deck.
So another zombie because I milled a non-land as part of resolving my rad counter. But when Screeching Scorch Beast attacks, each player gets 2 rad counters.
Okay.
Sorry, these are for you.
Thank you.
And these are for me. And you are being attacked for 11-9 with trample.
No.
5-5.
The small print that kills you.
5-5 with flying. 5-5 with flying.
Ouch.
And
5-5 with flying, 5-5 with flying. I cannot defend, so they take 10. And this is how much? 10 also?
11
11?
with trample.
Oh, with trample.
So...
I have no removals, no way to pay for them.
And you can only block 2.
I am dead.
Dead!
Dead.
Dead!
But what is dead can never die.
What is dead can never die.
I didn't make it. Oh no, somebody bet on me. I'm so sorry.
Oh, wow.
Well, thank you guys so much for joining, for betting on me and Dog Meat. Dog Meat lost. Mothman won.
If you are interested in any of these decks, either these decks or the other 2, we have all 4 of them. We have links to them in the video description.
Yes, all the Fallout decks, the entire Fallout deck set, and the booster packs as well.
And if you are interested in having us play other games, either with these decks or with the other decks, so we can explore all of their mechanics, let us know. We would love to do this on a regular basis.
True, true. Also, let us know in Discord. The link to Discord is also in the video description.
In the video description.
Stay connected. Consider becoming a channel member. That way we can actually play together in Fallout.
We can, if you're on PlayStation.
Yes. Along some other really cool things. So we are exhausted. We're starving. We're going to go. Thank you again, and bye.
Yes, we are Gamer Aviator.
And until next time,
Stay safe out there, Vault Dwellers.